Guys, we are live. Me, Big Game. For the people that know us, man, y'all know we ain't about the bells and whistles, man. We about, what I'm saying, the raw talk. We love our Cowboys, man. So, Big Game, man. Uh this is really your show, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right, right, right.
you really running this thing or whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying? Like how you feeling today though? I got to ask you that question.
I mean, I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? No day I had a little under the weather, but training camp is like right around the corner. There's a lot of things that like right when we get there, I'm just like a lot of interesting things, little points I'm talking about. So, I think this is one of the and probably since McCarthy's been there, this is probably one of the few training camps I've been excited about. Oh, DMV left me, but he about to come back in here. But this is one of the few training camps that I've been excited about, in probably about like 3 or 4 years. Um, Basically because I really like Schottenheimer's energy. Um, I think he's the best coach for this team. I definitely didn't hate on McCarthy or anything like that. But I had nothing but love for McCarthy, honestly. But I just feel like with Schottenheimer, he's younger. He's like I'm 52, so I think he's 51. I think he still touches. He's that in between guy. You know what I'm saying? He's that barometer guy. Like I don't want no old coach, no Bill Belichick, no Pete Carroll. I wanted somebody who was young, fresh, and energetic, and he been in the league like 25 years. So when you get a guy who's like 51 years old and he's been in the league 25 years, I'm excited about that because I think I need unique coaches that can relate. I think he's one of those relatable coaches, and I feel like he's going to surprise a lot of people. This team is going to surprise a lot of people, and this ain't even drinking Kool Aid. It's just what I feel in my heart. Um, I feel like this is. I said it on Twitter, DMV, that when they had the changeover from '06 to '07 from Parcells to Wade Phillips, and then Romo had played that like half a year, and in '07 they went crazy. They just went crazy. 13-3, they was running through the league.
Mhm.
Honestly, I really feel like this team can be like that because it's going to surprise a lot of people. And I think this year we might finally get some surprising, real tough victories, in that November, December swoon.
Got you. Yeah, I was still here, bro. Like what I did was I was just, you was on your soliloquy, so I, let I let my dog, have his shine right now. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I definitely agree with most of what you're saying. Now,
Tell me what you
I
don't
think
agree with.
I I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I
I feel
I
you.
think we
I'm the same way.
I was about to say I feel like we switch roles, and I feel like I'm the pessimist now
Yeah,
to where
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
to where it's like,
yeah.
yeah, all this sound good and it look good, but it's happened to me before. Damn it! Like,
Right, right, right,
yeah,
right. And I feel that. I mean, in that aspect, we've been there and done that with these coaches. You feel me? But I mean, I don't know. It's just something I feel with Schottenheimer. And it, like I said, people are like, "Oh, you drinking Kool-Aid?" No, I ain't drinking Kool-Aid. It's just I really feel that age thing is big to me, and I feel
it
like
is though.
that it's really big. It's bigger than a lot of people say because these players want to be able, guys, to be able to relate to them and be able to talk football to, but they want to be able to relate with them and still be able to meet them. Some of those guys, when they get too old, they can't meet them in that place and they feel that disconnect. Where I don't feel like that disconnect is there with Shotty and his players. And this is what I've been saying. I really feel like when the coach really uh, gets everybody on one page, and then those players are really, really believing in him, that's the thing that makes a difference, DMV, and you know it in these games. You coach, you play, you know it. That makes a difference in them games. You don't make those mistakes when you usually make them when y'all all ain't on the same page and the locker room is kind of weird with it. I really feel like this guy right here, the pick that nobody was like, ugh. I just feel like this might be the pick, dog. This like I feel like Scotty might be the pick, dog. I just feel that.
Yeah, and it's something to what you're saying, right? Like, for example, you got an opportunity to interview two players that like I didn't get a chance to coach Isaiah, but I got a chance to coach Dalen. And Dalen would straight up probably tell you that I'm probably one of the most relatable coaches to those guys because I've been in their shoes. but also I'm the type that's, what I'm saying, I'm gonna jump up and we gonna chest bump, or we gonna come up with secret handshakes, or we're gonna have inside jokes, like. But at the same time, it's like I know how to keep things like where I'm old enough to where it's like, all right, man, I know how to be serious. But at the same token, sometimes when you get coaches like that, players will run through a brick wall. So I understand everything that you're saying with that. So there is some merit to that. You know what I'm saying? So the only pushback that I have really on what you're saying is really the front office. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where it's more of a trust thing for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is this something that y'all are trying to sell us? Because I have a hard time forgetting that you guys wanted to bring Mike McCarthy back, and you wanted to bring
Mm-hmm.
him back for a short term. And so, is this something to where you guys were trying to BS this, and then you really found this guy? You found him, or is this something you guys are trying to sell us, for us to buy because we desperately want something to feel good about, you know?
That yeah, that definitely makes sense on both of those wavelengths. Because how they hired him was all messed up. A lot of us can already
Sure.
agree to that. How they did it was messed up. We didn't even like how they did it because y'all did it the same way when y'all got McCarthy. So it's like, are y'all really changing? Because y'all didn't change that. Y'all did it the same way you did McCarthy. You did it the same way you did with Garrett. You weren't going out there looking for all kind of coaches. You know what I'm saying? You just felt let's just go with this. You know what I mean? It's almost like you didn't put in the work to do it, so it's like y'all kind of lazy with it. So it was kind of like in my head, you know, I, is this really going to work? Because y'all didn't even take no time. Y'all just say, "Oh, we going with this dude," and let you know what I'm saying. So I started
For
thinking,
sure.
man, here we go. But the thing that once they announced him, though, this is what I would go back to for me. When I seen Schottenheimer first coming around and they first started really talking to him, I think it was maybe like a year, maybe a year and a half ago, and they were talking to him at training camp, and he just really started talking. And once he started talking, I'm like, man, I like Shotty, dog. Like
Yeah,
I like
yeah, he got
his
the game, bro.
enthusiasm.
He got the game.
Oh,
He got the juice.
dog,
Yeah, he do.
he got the juice. Like I'm just listening to him, I'm getting excited. Like he talking, and I'm getting pumped up too. I'm like, yeah. And so from that point, I just kind of started keeping my eyes and ears on him. I started just watching, how he acted on the sidelines and things of that nature. And like I said, you've been coaching for 25 years, and you only 51 years old. Ooh, that's a gem to me. We got something good with that, in my
Yeah,
opinion, because you usually don't see have 25 years of experience and you being 51. You usually like 70. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
and just like you were talking about your kids that play for you. I mean, when I coach you football, I felt the same way. Like they respected me because they knew we're not going to play any games. But at the same time, we're going to be relatable. We're going to have fun with this. We're gonna have a good time. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm still with that. I listen. I heard that the other day, and them players are like, "Oh, you listen to that, coach? Hell yeah, I listen to that. I know how to do that dance." And then when they see you doing that, they like, "Oh,
fact.
okay. I'm running with coach. Like coach,
Yeah,
my dog. You know what I'm saying?
fact.
Like and they're gonna do everything for you because like I know, dog. You coach some kids that you probably haven't seen, and then they come back like 5, 6 years later and be like, "What's up, coach?" They don't even call you by your name. They just be like, "What's up, coach?"
Hey,
Because they
dog,
remember how
I
much
ran
the
into
impact you did.
I ran into somebody the last 2 days, and what's up, coach? And I forgot their names, but I knew who they were. And I was like,
Hmm.
that's probably one of the worst feelings. But it's like, you're
Yes.
right. It's what's up, coach? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's that respect there. And I got a funny story before you go into the meat of what we're gonna talk about. But
Hmm.
I had this group, right? We got our butts whooped week 1, right?
Hmm.
And in week 2, we had to work so hard. You know what I'm saying? We had to work so hard to try and come back, and we knew what it was in week 1. We knew that wasn't us, but we worked so hard to come back and get a victory. And what I told those guys was, I knew how much work we put in. I knew how good everything felt energy wise. We just, we probably we probably got a little nervous and
Mm-hmm.
jitters and stuff like that. And week 2, I knew that we were a little bit more loose. I knew that we were giving more energy. I told those guys, yo, we win this game. Now this was probably about 4 years ago. So the gritty was in. I was like, I will
Mm-hmm.
gritty in the parking lot after the game. And
They was like, bet.
yeah, they got me out there like, you know what I'm saying? They got
Yeah. As
they
soon as
got
the
me
game was
sweating a
over, they
little
were
bit.
like, Coach, get over there, get to doing it.
Yeah, so every time we won, that's what they expected. You know what I'm saying? It was just something little like that. So, I think about Micah calling Shotty as a joke, and then you start
Mm-hmm.
hearing that you just like Shotty almost really gave away the game. You know what I'm saying? He almost was like, "Yeah, I don't know what they doing in the front office, bro." But you know what I'm saying? He almost said it.
Right,
Micah had to cut him off, but
right.
that kind of let me know, like, that was really a conversation that was really behind the scenes for him. He didn't know it was a prank, but I really felt that there. And I could appreciate that as a fan.
And then even when they were talking on the phone, this is the thing that this is what I got keen to where I know they're vibing. When Micah was like, "Are you gonna have a shotty tonight?" He was like, "I'm having a shotty right now." And I was like, okay, yep, they're there. They're there. When I heard that when he's like, "Oh, you having a shotty?" So y'all already got the lingo, and because we were all calling him shotty day one when he came on, he talking about I'm drinking the shotty, and they talking about, "Oh, you getting that shotty? You getting that shotty?" He like, "Yeah, I'm drinking the shotty right now." Tell me you ain't feeling your coach if you can talk to your coach like that. Tell me you ain't feeling your coach and you ain't going hard in the paint for your coach where you know you can kick it with your coach like that and you know he real, but at the same time, you know he ain't playing no games. That's the type of coach I want. Them relatable type coaches. If I'm a player, I want a relatable coach like that because I'm gonna go hard because I know he's gonna keep it real with me. He's gonna tell me the real. Like if I'm messing up, he's gonna sit me down and be like, "Look, dog, I love you and all that, but you can't be doing this." Like that's what I feel Shotty does. And and I feel like those players relate. Now, I'm interested to see with this Turpin thing how that kind of
I was
plays
gonna
out.
ask you that with
Yeah,
with the avenue that
that's
you was going. I can tell
that's
you
what
what
I'm.
I would do with that. I could tell you what
Talk
I
to
would
me.
do as a yeah. So as a coach, right? That happened. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, like I'm typically a high school coach, right?
Right.
So a lot of times teachers and parents would come to us first and they want us to discipline when in actuality all that stuff got to happen at home. It's got to happen through the building and it's got to happen through all of that stuff, right? And it's like you come to me first. For me, I think we need to know how serious it is as a coach. We got to figure out
Mm-hmm.
how serious it is outside of the field before I'm doing anything. First thing I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do is I'm gonna I'm just glad that you all right. I'm glad that you're
Mm-hmm.
okay. It could have been worse. Yeah, it was a stupid mistake. We all make stupid mistakes. And that's the biggest thing right there. You gotta let your players know that they're human and that they're
Mm-hmm.
not just commodities or you're not just a player.
Mm-hmm.
I think as coaches, or we would have to figure out something. I probably would fine them. I probably would find them personally because I look at it like this, man. If we're about building a cohesive unit and all that type of stuff, there has to be some type of punishment. But in the same breath, I look at Kansas City and they had about 4 or 5 of these joints last year of that happening, right? And everything was kept in house. Nobody was suspended a game, a quarter, or none of that stuff. And you got to think in Dallas, it's bigger than anything. So if you do something like that, it's going to be talked about, and it's going to be talked about in order to break things up. You know what I'm saying? So something like that, you keep you know what I'm saying? You keep close knit. You know what I'm saying? You keep it close to vest as a team and you figure it out. But I don't think that those things would keep me from playing him. Hell no.
Yeah, I totally agree. I did a video on it, DMV, and that's the exact same thing I said. I said, you know what? In this situation, if I'm shoddy, I'm fining you. You're gonna get a significant fine now. You're gonna get a fine that you're gonna understand. Don't do this again. Fine. I'm gonna give you that type of fine. Like, dang. All right. Make sure. What up? What up, my dog Tuck? What's up with
It's
you?
Tuck in the
And
building, baby.
because let's think about it, DMV. It's July, dog. They ain't playing till September. You gonna wait, go 2 whole months and then suspend them for like, man, that don't make no sense to me,
It
bro. Just
don't
get the
either.
fine.
Yeah,
That don't make no damn sense. You got 2 more months before you even play football, and you gonna talk about suspending the player? No, that's going over the top for me. You find this young man and you talk to him and tell him, hey, you already know what it is, because this is what I said about Turpin. Turpin's one of my favorite players, but I also said, look, you a little nickel. You a little nickel like me. You ain't gonna have that many chances now, okay? And that's what I
yeah,
said. I said a George Pickens who's 6'3", 200 something pounds and turning up, they might look and be like, okay, they might turn that bad eye. But when you 5'10", 152, your chances are smaller. So you have a very small thing of very small margin of error. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would be keeping it real. Like, hey, this is real. You got to be on point because you already got a little history. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying with the charges
Mhm.
before. So it's not like you didn't have something before on your plate, and now you just got a new contract. We not being smart. You got to be smart. Take this fine, stay out of trouble, because if you get in trouble again, you never know. You might not be the end, might be the end for you because they can find guys like you anywhere. That's the
Yeah,
truth.
but we also got to remember this too. He got in trouble and Shotty wasn't the coach. Like it's a clean slate for everybody. So we got to
True.
keep. That's where it's like you got to set the precedent. So that's where I think a fine. You know what I'm saying? You suspending. Like I just think that's over the top. And then you know what I'm saying? Like not all. How do I say? Not all discipline needs to be extreme. You know what I'm saying? He already feels bad enough about himself. You know what I'm
I
saying?
seen the mugshot. He looked like he felt bad on the mugshot. He looked like he was sad as hell. Like, oh damn, he had that
I
look.
think the biggest thing is you know how them Frisco it's Frisco police. Is it Frisco or
Yeah,
Allen?
dog. You did.
You
I
know
don't.
how it
I think
is,
it was
bro.
Allen. They don't play around, dog. They be searching. They be lurking.
Yeah, at that point, bro, just wait till you get home. Like, damn, just wait till
Hmm.
you get home. Like
Yeah.
wait till you get to the crib, bro. Like that's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he learned because I was just talking like before all that happened. I'm like, man, I think Turp, like when all said is done, I think he's gonna be our number 3 target. I think he's gonna
That's
be our
what.
number 3 receiver this year. You know what I'm saying? He might not get the number 3 snaps, but I just think that his impact when he's out there is gonna be more valuable than Tolbert or
Yes.
Mingo.
Yes, you're 100% right. I'm like we vibing on this DMV because I've been saying number three because everybody been talking about Tolbert and possibly Mingo and Tolbert being that number three. No, if you got a CD Lamb, you got a George Pickens, and you put a Cavante Turpin as your number three. What? And you saw the advancement that he did from last year when he first came in. They kept him just strictly on punt and kick returns, right? Then you saw the advancement when they started finally getting him some reps at receiver, putting him in the backfield, letting him run the ball. I like that. I mean, because you're throwing the defense off. Like they ain't thinking, oh, 152-pound dude coming out the backfield. Like you're using him in multiple ways, and you saw how explosive he can be. So if you got two dogs on the outside and you got that speed and get off and what, bro, that can be deadly and dangerous. So Cavante, I know you're smart, so don't do that no more, dog. Because Cowboys need you. We need that juice. He gives that juice that we haven't had because he just has that quickness that we lack. You know what I mean? That
Oh
take it to the
yeah, you
top.
saw the difference
We lack
between
that,
him and some of them holes when what's his
bro.
name when Rico was running, then we would hand the ball off to Turpin. It was like, hold up, bro. Like that's to me what made me think and still believe. Well, we got a back with juice now, but it let me know that we needed a back with juice because there was some stuff
Hmm.
there that was uncovered by somebody that by Rico probably was about a 4.7, 4.6. You know.
So let's talk about now since we that's a great segue to Jaden Blue. Because I've been hearing, I'm asking you, DMV, since we're doing, because running backs is a big thing to talk about before it came for real, right?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
So what's your thoughts on Jaden Blue? Because see, I'm not down on him. I've been seeing a lot of people down on him, like, oh, he ain't, he robotic and he just not a natural runner, and he, bro,
Man,
like,
I
I,
love Jaden Blue, bro. I
I
love
like,
Jaden Blue.
I'm loving
I,
some Jaden Blue. Like, what are we talking
so
about here?
so so people will hear this and think that they probably been hearing some of the things that I've been saying, but not really listening. I don't love Jaden Blue as a RB1. I love him
Right.
as having a role, and I think that we should develop him the right way. I see him as what Tony Pollard once was when he had the juice. You know what I'm saying? I see us as using him as somebody in the passing game. Like let's just keep it a buck. Right now, as we have it, he's a scat back. And there's nothing wrong
Mm-hmm.
with it. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
nothing wrong.
But he's also a scat back that could be a weapon. He's a guy that can line up. He's a guy that can do jet sweeps for you. He's a guy that can do screen passes, Texas routes out the backfield. You know, I'm not so much on running him in between the tackles as much, but it's exactly how we used Tony Pollard when we had Zeke. I just, you know, I really wish we had I really wish we had a better hammer to go along with him. And we probably going to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it, but I think that Jaden Blue is he could be exactly what we need. You know,
I think he's going to be exactly what we need because we need that explosiveness out the backfield. We haven't had in a few years, right? And you remember the one, oh, I can't remember his name. Was it Dunbar? The
yeah,
little
Lance
back that we
Dunbar. Yeah,
had,
yeah,
Lance
Lance Dunbar.
Dunbar.
I
I
love
was
Lance
so
Dunbar.
high on him.
Me
I
too.
was so, but something would always happen. But man, you remember when he would get in the game, how that juice, like he would have that juice, like, and he would give me chills. I was like, man,
Yeah,
dog, we need to
I
keep on
remember
getting the Lance
watching
Dunbar.
us beat the. Remember we beat the Giants on that 2 minute drill that one
Yes,
time, and
and he
Lance
was
Dunbar.
turning up.
Yeah, Tony just dumped it to him like, and Lance is just
He was like, boom, boom,
boom.
boom, boom, boom.
Yep, yep. Yeah, that's Jaden Blue. That exactly.
Yes,
Yep, yep.
and
Now,
that's what we. And you saw how much it affected our offense, DMV, how much it changed our offense when he was healthy, and you could really sprinkle him in with your main backs. When you can sprinkle that in with your dogs, bro, that makes me feel good. Now, swinging it around, do you think? Are you satisfied? Because people are down on Miles Sanders. People are talking about Devontae Williams, and Phil Maffa. He's seventh rounder. And then you got Deuce Vaughn. That people saying he ain't gonna even make the roster. But man, every time I keep watching Deuce Vaughn, I had my guy Emery Hunt on from CBS Sports, right? We did an interview, and he was talking about. He's like, I don't care what y'all talking about. Them Dallas Cowboys better figure out how to get Deuce Vaughn some carries because he was in a major conference, getting like averaging like 1,400 yards a game. And when I went
I'm
back
glad
and
you
watched this
talk
tape,
about this.
I'm like, bro, like he's playing in major conferences, playing against these guys that are in the NFL now and killing them. So I'm like, maybe I need to reevaluate my mind because I threw him away. But when I went back and looking at him, I'm like, they got to find something for him. And Emery Hunt was like, you got to find something for him because if they let Deuce Vaughn go, one of these teams like Kansas City or them going to snatch him right up and he's going to be going crazy and everybody in Dallas going to be mad.
Yeah, so I agree with I agree with what you're saying there, right? Because if we want to get back to doing gap scheme stuff, what I mean by gap scheme stuff is when we're doing a lot of pulling and you know what I'm saying, twists inside and all that type of stuff. Deuce Vaughn was very good at that at Kansas
Mm,
State, and you got his O line coach, and you got BB. So we just got Tyler Booker in the draft. So hopefully, those are some of the things that we want to do. I know last year we were good when we committed to it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Deuce, the last time I saw him carry the ball against Washington, Deuce had a couple carries, and we ain't see him again. I am a bit down on the room though, and I say this because the guys we're naming, when we talk about
mm-hmm,
Miles Sanders, talk about Javonte Williams, you talk about Deuce,
mm-hmm,
talk about Jaden Blue. When it hits, yeah, it's all fine and dandy when it's September, when it's
mm-hmm.
October, but when we got to go on the road and we're maybe it's an inclement weather game and we can't throw the ball as well. Do you feel like we can lean on these guys? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And that's
right.
where I look at the room and say, I don't think you're going to commit to it just based on what we have. I don't think we're going to commit to it. And even with our line, right? Even with the 2014 line that I feel like was the best line, like I think they're even better than the Wall. I think
Mm-hmm.
2014 probably peak Dallas Cowboys offensive line running the football with DeMarco Murray. There were even times where we were stonewalled up there and our running back had to, do some extra things.
Get them dirty yards.
2016, there were times where Zeke where it was like that for Zeke. And I don't know that I look at this room and say they got some special qualities to kind of break through, or if we'll commit to it when we're getting 2 early, 3 early. We're not really breaking it early. Like, are we going to commit to it? That's where I look at this room and I ask those questions, and I have to see it for myself because I don't believe it because we haven't done it since 2016.
Right. But who's out there now though? That's my thing.
Oh, no, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It better work
Right. Because you ain't got no options now
because we
unless you
all we
get
got
cuts.
right now. We got to
Right.
make it work. Now,
Hmm.
I wanted some guys that I felt could do that. They didn't feel that way. So we'll see. We'll see whose theory is right. I have no problem being
Hmm.
wrong. If I'm wrong, hey, look, I'm just a guy that is in my own basement right now talking about this.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we don't have privy to the locker rooms and
Right.
to all of that type of stuff. Like all
Right.
we just love our team. And we've been watching this team and studying it for years. But from what I've seen, when I look at the landscape of the league and I look at other running back rooms, I think we could have done better. We didn't. So hopefully this works.
Yeah. I feel you in that aspect, but I will say this. When I saw Miles Sanders a couple years ago when he got his 1,400 yards, that offensive line was nasty over there in Philly. And they was really opening holes for him. And I just feel like the, and I did a video on him and I really look back in the history with him and he was going through some mental issues over there. He was and I know that does affect a player. They ain't robots. They have mental things they're going through. They don't play good. That happens. And his last game where they won and he had a really good game, he said something that stood out to me. He said, how'd you feel about this last game? He was like, yeah, I just want to let them know I should be on that field and why the hell I shouldn't be on them sidelines. So right there, I'm like, okay, so I ain't he's saying himself, dog. Come on, y'all got me on the sidelines. I'm ready to play. So I think it could have been a situation where people were saying, "Well, Trouble Hubbard was over there and he was turning up," but
He
maybe they
was.
felt and yeah, but maybe they fell in love with him too. And you know how it is as a player. If a coach turns from you and goes to another player, and they start running, then when you finally get some time, you in a funk now because you're pressing. You're pressing because
No, that's a real
damn,
thing.
if I don't get these carries, I'm going right back out sitting. I ain't gonna play the rest of this game. So you get to pressing, and then you miss a hole that you probably normally wouldn't miss because you're so paranoid about making a mistake because you don't want to get taken right back out the game. And that's what I feel sometimes that happens with these players. And I just feel like, let's see, I just feel like in Javonte Williams, we really go back to his injury. And Sean Payton wasn't his sponsor when Sean Payton came in there, he gave him some work, but Sean Payton like his own people. You feel me? And you saw when he went in the draft, he like his own people. So one man trash could be another man's treasure with Javonte Williams. That's what I'm saying with him. And I feel like we're gonna be okay because I feel like our offensive line is gonna be a lot better.
And see, this is where I became you now. Because I know you before, Big
Look
Game
at
James would have been like, we got everybody else's trash.
but here's the thing though. You saw Javante and I saw him. We know he was a player. It wasn't like he was a bum. It looks like it's not no Royce Freeman, okay? Because when you got
Well,
Royce
I
Freeman on
think
there, like
Royce is
man,
better. I think
now
Royce is better
you
than
think Royce is
Javante.
better than Javante
Yes, I think we should have played. I think we should have kept Royce last year and we should have cut Zeke.
as the hammer?
Yes.
Yeah,
You know
because
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
younger. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, he had less tread.
And he was doing well. He's playing well for us. Like that, I felt like we should have kept Royce. All right, if we had Royce right now with Jaden Blue, Miles Sanders, I feel a hell of a lot better. Like Javante's issue has been his vision, and
Hmm.
Sean Payton kind of said
I
something.
seen that
Uh,
video. I seen that video you was
yeah,
talking.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
seen your video, DMV.
yeah,
Yup, I see your
yeah.
video.
Yeah, and Brian Brothers got mad at me and stuff, but it's all good. Brian got mad at
But
me, but
hey,
it's all
hey,
good.
man, I like that though. I like that though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like it wasn't something crazy. He thought I was talking bad about it, but I really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I was talking
Right,
all
right.
praises, but Sean Payton was kind of talking about some things in the run game where it still needs to improve. But catch the ball, he can block. You know what I'm saying? He can do some things for you, and I do believe that. I do truthfully. believe that. The thing that makes me ask these questions, right, is Chuba Hubbard did well with the Panthers, right? And they say that the things that what I've been reading is that Miles had an issue with competition. And then you look in
Mm,
Philadelphia where you talk about that offensive line, and they made it to the Super Bowl, and those guys said, you know what? We could get better there. And they went and they
for
got
sure.
Swift, and they said, you know what? We can get better there. And then they went and got Saquon.
Mm,
And for us, I look and we got him from the Panthers. We pretty much had a poor man's trade with them and Rico. And they thought Rico was better for them than him. You know what I'm saying? And we're sitting here like we could do better than Rico, but we took the guy that they thought Rico was better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew their
mm,
running back had them knee issues, and they still let him go and then went and got Rico. So it's like I gotta ask these questions. Now I see Miles and I see him doing work. And out of all of the running backs, he's the guy that they have kind of marked as he looks the best right now. He looks the most comfortable because he has the experience. And I look at Jay Tuck's question and it says, do you think Miles going to get a fair shot? I do think he's going to get a fair shot for sure. I'm going to ask, actually, is Jaden Blue going to get a fair shot? Because we ain't hearing nothing. We ain't seeing no reps. They didn't put the young guys on the back burner so far. So we're going to get those questions answered at camp. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at everybody else running back in all these clips, and I can't even get Jaden Blue getting a damn indie drill. I can't get Jaden Blue with his cowboy helmet on, doing indies, running through, you know what I'm saying, the ladder. I can't get nothing over here. And we ain't hearing nothing about him. So,
right.
I think Miles will get the fair shot. I got to ask, are Rooks going to get the fair shot? Is Phil Maffa going to get a fair shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what I think about these guys, we still got to see them play. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
we're gonna get that, but you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we're not into this, these older guys, oh let's play them because they know what they're doing. At running back, I need the most comfortable, I need the most fluid, and that might even be Deuce. You know what I'm saying? It's
That's
Deuce
what
gonna
I'm
get that
saying. Like
opportunity. So
they need to give him a chance. That's all I'm saying. That if with Tuck's question, would they give a fair shot to Miles Sanders? That's who I'm talking about. Are they going to give a fair shot to Deuce Vaughn? Because he ain't got no shots in the last 2 years. Nothing. He ain't seen nothing, right? And when he does come in, he be you can't tell me when he gets in, he be running that damn ball. And he runs between the tackles hard. Like he ain't scared. He don't try to pop it outside. He will run between them tackles. You feel me? And he gets tough yards. And once he gets through that first level and them feet put the ground, he be putting them linebackers on skaties. So I need Deuce Vaughn to get a fair chance this year because I need to see what he can do.
wow, Tuck said Miles will be a vet cut. I mean, I could see it. I don't
That's
have
what
a
I've been hearing. I've been hearing that already
but
in the air.
it's got to be Deuce that's gonna put him off. It's got to be
It got to
Deuce.
be Deuce.
It's
It
got
got
to
to
be
be Deuce.
Deuce
That's
that's
why I
gonna put
said
him
Deuce
on.
got to get. If you're gonna put Miles Sanders off, y'all better be giving Deuce some work because I need to see all Deuce in preseason. Deuce, Blue, Mafia. I need to see them guys. I need to see them in the preseason.
Yeah. So lead commander asked in the comment section, I heard Blue has a fumbling problem. Can you speak
He
on it?
did
I mean, my thing is that's college. You're gonna have NFL
right.
coaching. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna work on ball security and stuff like that. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not
I
worried
feel
about
like
that
that can
right
be
now.
corrected.
Exactly.
Hmm.
It could be corrected. And also, like, he's gonna have training camp for us to see it, or he's gonna get now. Here's some of the questions that I have about the fair shot that we're talking about. And I know you're gonna feel me on this. It's not a true fair shot if our line isn't playing. If we're going to some of these preseason games in certain situations, and what I'm saying, oh well, Terrence Steele ain't playing, Tyler Smith ain't playing, and all of that. Like, I'm not asking for whole halves and stuff like that. I might even just be asking for a series or two or something like that because the continuity amongst these guys, we're gonna need to see it. And what people have
Hmm.
to realize, like, everybody remembers that 2014 line. They remember that. But
Hmm.
what they don't remember is I think it was that year that we played in the Hall of Fame game and our line played. And I remember my buddy who is an offensive line guy. He played. He was my center in college. He said, "Yo, y'all offensive line is like that." This is before anybody was saying that. And I'm like, for real?
Hmm.
So, in preseason, guys got to play, dog, this year. Like, I mean, if the Chiefs
Yeah.
playing, the Eagles is playing, these are the two teams that made the bowl. I don't want no veteran guys sitting out and all that type of stuff with street clothes on. Nah, you need to work a sweat up in warm ups, and you go out there for a series and get your ass out and cheer your team on. That's where I'm at.
I'm where I'm at with that too because you have a whole new staff. Okay, maybe when you had McCarthy those last few years, I can understand you sitting those guys out, but you got a whole new staff all the way across the board, right? And a new coach. So I feel like the mentality's got to be we're going to start showing you in preseason what we're about, not just the regular season. We're going to let you know we're meaning business in the preseason, and we're going to bring that attitude already in the preseason. And like you said, I mean, you don't have to play them dudes into the third quarter, but give them legit series with these guys in the back so you can really get the confidence going, get the continuity going. But once again, I feel like you need to start sending a message to these other teams that we mean business. We're not playing around. I had a video I did in Eric Mangini. Um DMV. He was Shotty was his offensive coordinator, right? And I really love what Mangini says because I think he really keeps it real. He ain't about fluff or nothing like that. But he was talking about how Shotty has a conviction to that run game. That's what I like. He has a conviction to it. And he also said he stresses that defense. He said he also always motion, multiple. He's always giving you different looks, like he's gonna put that pressure on you. So I feel like starting from preseason on, put that pressure on these teams now, letting you know this ain't gonna be the same Cowboys because he's been saying that in these interviews and everything. This ain't the same team you've been dealing with. This different. So if it's different, show up from preseason. That's what I want to see. I don't care if it's preseason.
Yeah. So we got a $2 super chat from the lunatic, my dude. What's going on? He said our running
Shout out
backs
to
will look
you.
better because of our O line. You want to talk to that?
I think it is. I mean, that's why I feel like they got the Tyler Booker, right? Because they need to build that offensive line. Maybe they were already thinking that we need go out and get these dog running backs. So if that's not the case, we need to build up this offensive line, not just for your run game, but for Dak, because we've seen him being injured the last few years, and he needs to have a really good offensive line. But it all starts there, DMV. You know that. You build through the trenches. If your trenches ain't good, I don't care what kind of running back you got. I don't care how good. There's some special backs out there, but if your offensive line is average to below average, that running back ain't doing nothing. We seen Saquon Barkley, right? He's a perfect example. To me, he wasn't doing great. I mean, he had the one time, but he wasn't going crazy
I don't
over
know.
New
One of them
York.
years, a couple years in New York, bro was putting like. I mean, that year they went to the playoffs. He probably should have won MVP that year, or close to it.
That
Where he was
but
Daniel Jones.
but he wasn't doing crazy numbers that you knew once he got with a good team and an offensive line that was real,
Hell,
that
I
really
mean,
brought his
he's
talent
putting up
out.
numbers, but you're right. You're right. It came easier, and then when you got a guy that's kind of why I want both. Like I feel like you don't have to have one or the other. Like hell, Philadelphia said, "Let me go get both." I feel like I seen them do it, so I want that. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Baltimore said the same thing. We got a good old line. We can push guys around. Like let's go get Derrick Henry. Like I don't know what's wrong with trying to want to go get both, but with that being said, with what the lunatic said, it like will look better because of the O line. Can we commit to it? Because this is where I'm you. I'm Big Game James. I'm Big Game John now. Say, hey, look, this is where I'm you. I've seen us devote draft picks to the offensive line over and over and over. And then we'll just drop back and pass. Drop back and pass. Drop back and pass. Committing to it doesn't mean just running the ball, but it also means tweaking things when things aren't working. Like, let's tweak this to see what happens here. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that we've lacked since we've had Callahan here, in my opinion, where we're tweaking mid-game and all of a sudden things are working. That is something that we can get better at. And I think that we've got the coaches in here to do so. But I don't think it's just as simple as us just because we have the O line or we got bodies there that are more than capable. I think that it's got to be a mindset of us really committing to it. And I do have a question for you, Big Game.
Hmm.
Um, so I think about Shotty and his and some of his most success with running the football. And I think about running backs like Thomas Jones when he was the Jets offensive coordinator, and then in Seattle, his guy was Chris Carson. So, who on this team with this backfield do you think gives you Chris Carson or Thomas Jones vibes?
I don't think nobody on that team give me Thomas Jones vibes at all. Nobody can give me Thomas Jones vibes because that motherfucker was an animal.
Yeah,
Uh, Maybe
Go
Miles
Boys,
Sanders can
bro.
give me some Carson, but Jones is out the equation. We had a Jones. We ain't talking about these other running backs. You feel me? I think maybe Sanders might be the closest to Carson because he's done something already in the league. He's already had some numbers already in the league. But to your thing, when you were talking about, oh well, I would love to have a Henry. I would have loved to have a Barkley.
Salute
The
Retro
reason why
Gang.
I don't get excited about that because I know this front office. So that's why I'm telling myself, well, we can win all we want, but you know how the Cowboys are. You feel
Yeah,
me? They didn't really go hard with the running back in the draft the last few years. So I have to, in my head, got to turn my mindset to say, well, let's see what we have here because they're not going out and getting the running back DMV. They're not
yeah.
drafting that guy. So I
I
can't.
agree. I agree.
There's
And
no point in me yelling in the heavens because I
so
know
where
he
did they
ain't
go hard
coming.
at? Where did they go hard at this season in the off season? Because I know
Yeah,
what I'm. Go ahead.
they went that receiver. They
Yeah,
went.
there you go. There you go. That's what. so, so and so like me being look guys. So this is why I got to hold their feet to the fire. They say they got an offensive lineman because we want to run the ball, and we go hard at receiver, right? But I'm still not forgetting that you said we want to run the ball, and this is what you was trying to sell us on. But everything I've been hearing from our running backs is guys gonna have to catch and do some things in the passing game. You hear about Miles Sanders? Oh, he took a screen pass to the crib and he looked good. And I'm like, everything I'm hearing, passing. Javonte Williams can do some things in the passing game. You know what I'm saying? Can do some things in the passing game. Needs to work on the run game. That came from Brian Broaddus. He gonna be mad at me, but hey, it is what it is. Get called to the office, getting called to the principal's office. But that's what was said. So everything I'm hearing is kind of the opposite. And I know that there's the optimism there, but we gotta hold their feet to the fire and say, guys, we gotta run the ball and we gotta commit to wanting to be good at it. And I think we got the people in place. So it's like when you got the people in place, let's do it. Let's not fall in love with this passing game because Dak threw for 350. You know what I'm saying? Against the damn Carolina
Mhm.
Panthers. Let's not fall in love with the pass game because we're gonna need the run game. You need to be able to do both. That's what I'm asking for. We talk about complementary football. Let's not forget what
30-30
complementary
club.
means. Yeah. So, and shout out
And
to
that's
Retro King.
that's a and that's
Go
a
ahead.
better quarterback. Not to cut you off, but that's a better quarterback. We've seen it, and everybody who's a real football person knows that Dak is better when he's with got that run game because we know play action is his nasty suit. When he can play action you and y'all commit, and he's 1, 2, 3, and he know where he's going. He's a surgeon like that. Like Dak is a surgeon when he does it like that. So I feel you. We really got to, but I think Shotty from what I hear from these guys who were his coach before, he's going to stick with it, especially when he's at the helm of it now. I feel like he was the guy that was committed to it before. His coaches said he was committed to it before. So I don't see any reason with him being the head coach now and him pounding the table for a Booker in the first round. Because remember, he's the one that said we need to be physical at the point of attack. We do. The receivers was there. They could have reached and got that receiver from Texas. They could have got Golden. They could have did it. They didn't. He pounded that table for that lineman. So that lets me think that he's still serious, and he must know them Joneses because then he know that well they probably ain't going out and get that running back. So I need to build up my line then.
Yeah. So D Lunatic. So look, guys, if you want to get your questions asked, look, like my dude said, here's the
Look,
money.
man,
So the
the
lunatic
lunatic
said,
don't play around.
hell no. He said, winning because of trenches. We got O line, but D line, question mark. I know you happy. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all why Big Game James is happy. Go ahead, throw that smile on, sir. Cause D-Law's gone.
Yeah, I love seeing that ugly ass uniform on Seattle on him, boy. I'm so glad you is out of here. But they need to figure out that thing with as the Raku dog. Y'all need to figure that out because he's
Yeah.
talking about he wants that contract guaranteed like those other guys. So they need to figure that out because he's a major piece. You saw how Shotty was excited about him, and the whole building is buzzing about him. They better hurry up and figure that out because we don't need no issues with that. Now, the only problem I have with that D line is we've been talking about it for 100 billion years is the one tech. I'm not sold on no Mozzie Smith. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't care what he did last year. I watched his tape. Yeah, I don't see the leap. I think he's more of a rotational player. I feel like you should have got a solid veteran. We talking about that running back. That's what you should have got first. That's what you should have got. That defensive tackle. You should have went out and made some moves right there because with it,
Mm.
You got Michael who can rush. You got Fowler. You got Sam Williams, who I think is going to be better this year because this is a contract year and he trying to get a deal, and they always trying to get a deal. And then Ezra Raku, you feel me? Like we have, and then you still got Marshawn Nealon. I feel like our edges and Peyton Turner, like you got a lot of edges. And then I think Solomon Thomas was a great pickup, especially when you brought White Cotton over here.
Yeah, I think so
Solomon
too.
Thomas is
I
a
like that
great
pick.
pickup. I
Yeah, pick
love
up.
that pickup with him and Osa together. That is awesome, dog. That one and you did that awesome video on Jay Toya. We love Toya, but that's a rookie, dog. He still got holes. That's a
I think
rookie.
eventually he'll be straight. But
Yes,
I need
eventually,
a
but
vet.
we can't put that pressure on him now.
Yeah, I need a vet. I need a vet, and I've been saying I want Linville. I want Linville to
We,
come in.
I think they're gonna bring him back, big dog, because
I hope
he
so.
wasn't bad at the
I
end of the
love what he
year.
put on tape last year. I thought that
Yes.
yeah, I loved his effort. Um, he was unselfish. He pushed. He knew exactly what to do. And if you think about like some of the times where I think, look, I hate to say this, but dog, they know how to win in the playoffs, and I want to win in the playoffs, and I want to win when it matters. They also beat good teams when it's cold and when it matters, and it's Philadelphia. Like they went out like one
Hmm.
time they needed a push. Let's go get Ndamukong Suh. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I think preparing for those tough games, I think that helps you now. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna have a tough schedule at some point, and you need some
Hmm.
guys that know what they're looking at. And then you know what I'm saying, Alinville Joseph helps Jay Toya, when it's his time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
we're not
Yes.
talking about we're not talking about him playing half the game. We're talking about him playing a couple snaps, Jay Toia getting his snaps, and we keeping it fresh because depending all on Mozzie right now, that's a recipe for disaster. Not saying I don't think Mozzie's gonna be good, but that's a lot. And if he goes down, then what? You know?
Right. And who you just cut Rogers again. I mean, I like the kid that they brought Winfrey, but he's still undersized. You know what I'm saying? I think he could bring some juice, but he's still undersized. We need that size in that middle to be able to hold up these gaps to be able to open the door for your linebackers, other players to make plays. That's what we need. We need somebody who can be able to push that middle of that pocket back into that quarterback. We need somebody who can do that. Right
Big
now, we
and
don't
knows what
have
they're
that.
doing. You know what I'm saying? Knows
Yes.
what blocks you're gonna
Yes.
see, knows different leverages of the linemen you're gonna see. Like Linville Joseph probably has whole packets of these linemen that he's gonna play against. And you share that with your young guys, and we close things down. Like I know that there's been the debate amongst our fan base about who's the fault in stopping the run, edge or interior. I don't give a damn. Let's just get it done. And I think that, we're maybe I think Solomon Thomas is a veteran that you brought in here to help with that. So let's bring in that
Hmm.
veteran on the D line that's going to help Mozzie, help Jay Toia be who they need to be.
I think he was the perfect guy for them to bring because my dog B Tuck that does the trench warfare, that was one of his first guys that came into the draft in 2017, and he had
I
no
love his
Solomon
tape,
to
dog. I love Solomon
dog.
Thomas. I did.
I love
Not the
him,
fact.
bro. I'm loving Solomon Thomas. I made a video about him. I said he's the underrated, one of the most underrated guys we got in free agency because he's a locker room guy. He goes 110% every single play, and he has talent. Even though he's a little undersized, They tried to put him out there on the outside, but he's better on the inside. You feel me? So where you had a Chauncey Golston last year, I think you upgraded. Even though their ages are a little bit different, I still feel like you upgraded because I feel like Thomas is just an animal underneath and he's motivated. You know what I mean? And I feel like he likes this, and he's a Texas boy. He's a Texas kid. So, he's got the roots already back here. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's really going to have a really good. Tuck said he was going to have a career year over here in Dallas, and I believe that. I said that as well. And I feel like he's really going to have a big time impact. And I feel like he is the one that could put his arms around Mozzie and say, let me show you how to be a pro the right way. That's one of the benefits for him. But I'm in agreement with you. I think they should go ahead and bring back, if you wasted too much time to get the one tech that we probably wanted to get, right? So if you're going to do that, and Joseph is probably not going to, he's an older player. I think he's going to be like 36. So you don't want to obviously sign him now because those older guys don't want to come into camp. Much like if you're signing the Stephen Gilmore, you know what I mean? Like if you get him, a lot of those guys don't want to do it now. They want to wait till later. But I feel like when I watched Joseph, especially like his last 6 games of the year, he was very effective. He was holding that point of attack. He was pushing that line of scrimmage. If we can get that and then sprinkle in the Mozzies and them J Toys, I feel better because I feel like our edges are going to be very nice. I think we're going to have a year like we had with Quinn on them edges where we going to attack that quarterback, dog.
Absolutely. And it's not even just about attacking the quarterback. I think it's about setting the tone. The
Mm-hmm.
lunatic with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you for
Mm-hmm.
for helping us out. I am getting my Kool-Aid ingredients ready. Violence
Ah!
and imposing our will like that. Now extend Micah. So look, 877, pay Micah now, and 73, which is Tyler Smith. So we leave no doubt, win now, DC for life. Appreciate you, big dog. And I agree.
Yes, sir.
I agree. I agree. And what you do with that, you let the lead you so I oh damn. Well, I think when you do that and you take care of your guys, it lets other free agents know when when it comes next year, when it's that you're serious about winning. And
Mm-hmm.
I know Jerry will argue this up and down. It doesn't matter when you sign the guys and all. No, it absolutely matters because see, it don't matter to y'all because y'all
Right.
don't really want nobody outside of who y'all think is what or who could be a Dallas Cowboy as far as the brand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to win championships, it definitely matters because guys that are signing the place, they want to go somewhere that wins. They'll even sign for cheaper if you're about winning. If you're about that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to sign people for cheap, but understand people will people will latch on if it means that they can win or if they can be in an environment that's fun. People will play for Philly for cheaper because it's fun over there. They got Gilly in the locker room doing all that stuff with the big ass, dumb ass hat and stupid ass dance. You know what I'm saying? Like they
That
having
makes a
fun over there.
difference, dog. That makes a difference, dog. Because why were we having so much fun, dog, when we had Jimmy Johnson? Because we had fun. We was having fun. We was kicking and we was having fun with that team. You was had. I mean, just like you said, it's like it feels like corporate. Like, oh, don't get too excited over here, dog. You make sure you stay in your role. That's why I'm hopefully Shotty can break that mold because I feel like he brings some excitement in there. I feel like he'll bring some of that excitement. I'm hoping he does because I feel like it's still
Yeah, I
kind of
need Ferg
corporate.
back, bro. I need Ferg back, bro. Like I
Yeah,
don't like corporate Ferg. I want Ferg that go to the black barbershop back. I
you feel
want
me?
him.
He looked like Kelsey with that picture we took with
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't,
that
bro. I, I know he got him a young blonde baddie, but damn it, bro. Like I need you to go get
because
tapered
this
up.
your contract year too. You need to go
Yeah,
crazy and turn up
yeah.
for
Because
real.
Brevin Span Ford is on your neck.
Hmm.
Brevin Span Ford is on the way. You know what I'm saying? So I need Ferg to go to Isaac in Chicago in the barbershop. Go get the eye in the back of your fade and bring your ass back and score some touchdowns. That's what I need.
For real. I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, um, here's the thing though. A lot of people are frustrated about when we talk about like, what's going to be with the defense. I think, I did an interview and we had I seen where Kyle Long, who used to play with the Bears, he was the offensive
Yeah.
tackle, and he
Hmm.
said they were like, what's the Chicago Bears? What do you feel? He said, I think a big loss is Eberflus. Yeah, yeah, say what you say about it as a coach, but as a defensive coordinator, and that's the main thing I always hear. But as a defensive coordinator, he gonna be nice, and that's why I feel like our defense is not gonna have that serious issue where it's gonna have a down. No, I feel like Eberflus, and that's huge having a head coach that can coach your defense. You ain't got to worry about that. That's almost like, okay, I can just come in and peak because I can trust what this guy is going to do it. So I think that's huge that we got Eberflus. And plus, Eberflus was already in the system. He already knew us. So that's why I feel like this defense is going to be a lot better than people think year one. I think it's gonna hit the ground running. I
I think
think
so
that's what I
too.
said. I think that's why this is going to be like that '06 to '07 season from the transition, where I think this team is going to hit the ground running and it's going to
I'm
surprise
glad
a
you
lot of
said that.
people.
So can we talk about that before you get into some of your questions for? Because I know you had some questions that you wanted to ask. I was
Hmm.
telling Tuck in Rome this. I think Shotty reminds me of Wade. I think this reminds me of when we had Bill Parcells. You know what I'm saying? You had where you were setting things up and you had some players here, and then
Hmm.
Wade came in and allowed guys to get more comfortable. And you know what I'm saying? T.O. able to wear tights to practice and stuff like that. But with that being said, though, when things weren't going good, what did they
Right.
say? Camp Cupcake. It's
Yeah.
Camp
Okay. He too
Cupcake.
nice. He too
Soft, super
nice.
soft. Yeah, yeah. So we got to remember that that's part of it too, that we got to go out and we got to perform. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be, when things are good, things are good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to remember that when things, because there will be some adverse situations, we got to remember that not to fall apart or say things were too soft, because this is the
Right.
culture that we wanted. So,
Right.
don't waver just because some things go bad. Stick to what you said you wanted this culture to be.
Yeah. I mean, I, I I just feel like in that aspect, yes, but I just feel like Shotty's going to be different than Wade in the aspect of I feel like he's a little bit more meticulous in what he does because I just go back to a lot of people that had him as their coach and how he had a conviction, he was affirmative in what he
Well,
did,
Wade
he
was
had a vision and he
he was
stuck
like that
to
on
it.
defense. He was like
Yeah,
that on
like on
defense.
defense, but yeah, but not as the whole head coach because we all knew when Wade Phillips
Well,
became the head
Shotty has
coach.
never done it yet, so we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
Wade had, I think, had some stints as a head coach before us. I think he was an interim and stuff like that. Like Shotty, we
Hmm.
don't know that. Like, we don't
We
know
don't
yet.
know. I know, but I'm gonna take a chance on this. I'm leaping out in faith on this. Libra gang.
Yeah, I I like Shotty, bro. I do, and I'm going to give him a chance, guys. I'm going to give him a chance. Uh, I just want to say this now, and I think that one of your questions to me was like like is there a grace period for Shotty? Like, what's the expectation for first year? And I do have a grace period for him, but my expectation is that we make the playoffs. I think we're gonna make the
We
playoffs.
should. We got
And
a team to make the playoffs.
I actually expect that. I expect that we at least we get up. We probably get to the divisional round and lose again, but I think it looks a little different this time. So I think it's a building year. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, it's a building year. Um, Now some things got to happen still. You know what I'm saying. And games have to happen, but I think I had a set about 11-6 this year,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
just depending on the matchup. But we're gonna have to beat a Green Bay. We're probably gonna have to go to a Green Bay, and we're gonna have to, face that, and hopefully we do.
Yeah. My expectation, already was 9 to possibly 10 wins, regardless, right? But the last, few weeks I've been saying, you know what, this could be. I just that '07 season keeps popping in my head because I feel like this is the year they're gonna, and I just feel like this was not by chance. You getting the new coach with this type of schedule. Dallas got one of the hardest schedules, blah blah blah. And then you got a new coach. I feel like this is what we needed, dog. We needed that hard ass schedule with the new. I wanted that. I didn't want no cupcake ass schedule. I want a hard ass schedule because I'm tired of losing these games in
That's
November
also
and
why I
December
wanted us
against
to
these Saints.
build. That's also why I wanted us to build like we're trying to be a championship team too. And I don't think that we did that. I do think we had a good off season, but sometimes putting it over the top, I don't think that we did that. You know what I'm saying? And
So don't think we did that because of the running back and the one tech? Is that the only reason? Those two positions?
and probably cornerback too, because I think Gilly should be here too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I
No, I
do.
think we're gonna
Those,
get Gilly
but
though.
those were three areas that those were
I
three
think we're gonna
areas.
get. You don't think we're gonna get Gilly though, dog? I think we're gonna get Gilly.
Well, I hope. I mean, we don't got him right now, so I don't know.
Right.
And Gilly has leverage because most of these older guys don't want to go to camp, and we want to see what these young
Hmm.
guys got. But the three areas that we needed to hit in this draft, like healthy and have starters and feel confident about, was running back, D tackle, and corner. Like it was D tackle depth. Like we know Mozzie's gonna
Hmm.
start. But those are the three
Hmm.
areas, and then we're still asking those questions. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, Tuck said, "Is this the culture we wanted? Though, who asked for this?" And I'm just saying, everybody happy now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody drinking Kool Aid. So we
Yeah.
drinking Kool
That
Aid now.
always
Be
happens
drinking
when
Kool
there's a
Aid when
switchover.
don't switch over if things go bad. Like this is I'm talking to the fan base per se.
Yeah.
Like for me, like the culture that I wanted, um, I do I want a culture that wants to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, and are we there? Possibly. You know what I'm saying? Ping pong table and stuff like that. Like that's cute. It's cute to hear
Right.
about. But
Right.
I need to see what happens when we hit camp. I need to see when bodies are flying and people are hitting. Like that's what I want to
Adversity
see.
too.
I want to see if we tough. I want to see if we really tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I want us to be tough guys. You know what I'm saying? Tough guys that play football. That's what I want to see. Like I look at Philadelphia and there's probably Eagles fans in here, and I'm jealous, bro. I'm jealous. They can literally rock them damn masks. You know what I'm saying? Like are they gonna let are they gonna let Pickens do that? Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
we gonna let him wear the
Right.
shiesty? Are we gonna let our
But
guys be?
see, that's the problem. That's the Stephen Jones though, because I don't feel like Jerry would trip on that. I don't feel like Jerry would trip on that. But I
Jerry will
feel like
probably
it's
wear
Stevens.
one.
That's what I'm saying. But it's Stevens' old goofy ass. Cause see, he's the goofy. Because he's the one be like, I don't know if we need to do all that. He's the one. Because I feel like they want to be able to do that, but he's always in there with you seen his ugly ass face when they show that picture where he's always like, that's his attitude. That's really what he is. He's really that always
Ste
got his nose up. He's a person that don't like to have fun, dog. Come on. And that
Steven
fake
like
ass
a bunch of
video,
he like that walk on mentality. You know what I'm saying? He probably look. We joke about this. Me and Boss joke about it, but Steven probably got his girl took by one of the by one of these dudes that score
might
touchdowns.
have. You might have. You feel me? Because they
Yeah,
tried to play that. I see you seen that fake ass video they put out like a couple months ago where he was kicking it with CD and Mike and all them and had like he was laughing and joking. Oh man, y'all had to do that as some propaganda because I know Stephen Jones don't act like that. That was a propaganda tape. That was a tape that said let's show this that because remember when they did with Jason Garrett when with the back in the day when he was here and they showed him oh
mhm,
Jason Garrett cusses he said three F bombs. He is tougher than we thought he was. Remember, because we all thought, yeah,
yeah,
Jason Garrett. They tried to show the video. That's what I felt like they tried to show with Stephen Jones. He's the one that be messing up our culture.
yeah.
He's the one don't let us have fun,
I
dog.
don't know,
Because
Tuck.
Jerry will let
That's
us
the
have
culture.
fun.
That's the culture we built, Tuck. There's two sides of Dallas, bro. There is the LA, there is the mini LA side, but there's also the hood side, bro. And at one point, Dallas, the football team,
In
embodied.
the '90s, we was hood.
Yeah, I just heard a
We was
story
hood in
about.
the
Now I know it's
'90s.
different. I know it's different, but I just heard a story about how Michael Irvin stabbed somebody in the neck because they wouldn't get
Yeah,
out the barber
bro.
chair, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
like with the fork or something, with the butter knife, something like that, stabbed him in the neck, dog. But that you can't tell me what did we love about Dallas back then in them '90s? Even when I watched in the '80s,
they
we
punch you
had
in
an
the mouth and they was
attitude.
tough.
We punched you in the mouth.
The
We
same thing that
punched you in
wins
the mouth.
football games today. It still wins football games. You know what I'm saying?
We was punching
Now,
people in the mouth, and we was telling you we was gonna punch you in the mouth, and we was
yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
And our
We got
coach was telling you he was going to punch you in the mouth. That was where we got our attitude. Because you remember those press conferences with Jimmy Johnson. He like, I don't care who that today is. Like when we used to have them battles against Philly. He lucky he ran off the field. I was going to knock his ass out. That's what we want.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want. I want my coach talking like that. Man, the hell with that coach and that team. We're going to whoop their ass next week. That's what I want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully, I don't think that's shoddy, but
I
but you never know. I hope he got his dad.
don't know. That's Libra
I
game.
hope he
Uh,
I hope he got some of his father really instilled in that. But shit, Marty couldn't get past Elway, so you know what I'm saying. Like
But but no, but you can't say that because that wasn't his fault when that damn fumble by Ernest
it
Byner.
was
When
his
people
damn
keep
fault
saying
when
that,
they had LT and
yeah,
that team that that team was dope and they choked.
they
That
did
team was
choke.
that team
They did
choked and he
choke.
got fired. Like you know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, that's a
That's
lot
why
of
he got
teams.
fired because they choked because you had a team that year. You should have went to the Super Bowl that year.
But yeah, but that team ran the ball. That team was physical. That was a very physical football team. And that team got rid of damn Drew Brees too. Like it was Philip Rivers. Like
Yeah, Phil
they probably would have
Rivers.
won the Super Bowl if they had kept Drew Brees, bro. They probably would have won.
But they was worried about that arm too, because he had that nasty ass injury. That was
Yeah,
I didn't know he was coming back from that either. And plus, he wasn't the biggest dude and he didn't have the crazy arm strength. You have an injury like that, I mean, that was kind of I can understand why they did that. But Marty has always been Marty ball, physical football. Was known as physical football. And I feel like Shotty's gonna bring that back.
we need
But
shoddy ball. Shoddy
yeah, I need
ball.
Shotty ball. I just need Shotty just continue to just exude the confidence of the team. I don't feel like McCarthy exuded confidence for the team. You know why? Because when we win the playoffs, he said we were scared. Mike McCarthy never exuded confidence for me. Even though I didn't hate on Mike McCarthy. I didn't feel when we going into games we had confidence. You know what I'm saying? We would come in games flat. I don't
Yeah,
want to see that anymore. Where you
fact.
got big games and your team is coming out flat, and you're like, what the hell did they talk about in
Yeah,
the locker room before they came out?
that's one. Hey,
This is
bro,
the biggest
that's
one of the
one thing
biggest
I can
games
say
of the
about.
year.
That's one thing I can say about Sirianni, bro. Like, and again, it's because they just won the Super Bowl. I don't think he's a better coach than most. But one thing he got is that bravado. That
Hmm.
he walk around like you know what I'm saying. Like
I
he
don't
walk
give
around
a
like he got
f.
the biggest cojones in the world, bro.
And they
Whether they
play to
win or
that.
lose.
You feel me? And the way he talks, the way he brings it, and we all know, man, you probably get knocked out in real life. But you know what? I
Yeah,
like it.
for
I like
sure.
your, I like your attitude though, because when he come in, he be like, I don't give a f about you. He goes to his own fans, like, you see that now, kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? That don't bother me. That don't bother me at all. I want my coach to have some bravado like that. You feel me? Especially with a young one. And here's the thing: Sirianni wasn't that choice. Wasn't the Nick Sirianni when they hired him? You know what I'm saying? But there had to be something that they thought about him. They thought he would bring that culture. I feel like he embedded what they that culture.
Yeah, they
And
kind of they
because
they went back to that. But also how he builds like that too. How he builds that. You know what I'm saying? Because
hmm
Howie was around for that. You know what I'm saying? And Andy kind of built that in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? To get away from talking about them bum ass Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
Andy got about 4 or 5 guys locked up last year. Like,
dog. But you know what? Like I said,
yeah,
man, it's just we. I feel like it's right there, DMV. The coaches, we've had players, but I feel like we got to be able to come away from some of these games, DMV, where we like that was some good ass coaching. I don't feel like we've come away from a lot of games. We're like, man, we out coached them out of that team and we whooped their ass. Great coaching move. I didn't hear a lot of that. That's what I want to be able to hear this
yeah.
year. Oh, that was a great coaching
And
move,
we
or
got the
that was a
coaches in
great.
place to do so, bro. We have the
I
coaches in
like
place.
this
Now we
staff.
just need
I
Shoddy to
like this
take them over
staff.
the top. Now we just need now it come down to you. All right, now you're not the offensive coordinator. Now you're the guy that's leading us. You're the face of what we do, and it's got to be you now. Now you got
Yes,
to be the one to get us there
get
for
us over
sure.
the hump. Your head coaching has got to get us over the hump. And that's the thing I want to see this year. Your head coaching getting us over the hump, especially in these big ass games. Because I'm tired of going these big games where we know we got to win this game and we lose it. I'm tired of that shit. Or I'm
We
tired of, oh, we got to
we
stop.
lose it in the first quarter though, bro. Like
I
we it's not
know.
that we lose it in the
That's
first.
what I
Like
was saying that we will come out flat and we're already behind the eight ball. We already down 14-0. And then by that time you're like, ah, damn, it's over.
it's crazy how these Philly fans. I say one good thing about Philly, and they come out here like scatter like roaches, bro. You say one good thing, then all of a sudden Philly, 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 Philly this, Philly that, Philly this, Philly that. God,
I,
dog, bro.
I don't
It's
even
all
want to
good
talk to them
though.
because
Y'all hit that like button.
I mean they what can you say against them though right now, dog? I'm we need to they need to come down though. We got the talent to whoop that ass. Uh,
Well, hey, we
we
gonna
need to
have
take
our
this back
chance.
to the '90s.
We got week one, and week one isn't like it's not the end all be all, but we have the first crack.
That's a
We have the
you,
first
you
crack
can
at
make
this
a
chance.
statement first week. You can make a statement first week.
Yep.
Make a
So,
statement first
and
week.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Me
I
neither. It
I wouldn't
should,
have it no other
especially at
way,
Philly.
bro.
I want the Joneses to see them raise that banner. I want them to see all that.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I want all that.
Yep. So you I think another question you had was who is my surprise player heading into camp?
Yes, sir.
So I talked about it the other day. Um and shout out to Coach Savage, you know what I'm saying, he works with a lot of the commanders out here, but our guy Darius Harris is training out here for the Cowboys, and that's my surprise player for camp. Three-time Super Bowl
Mm.
champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year we brought him in late. And he did some things in the preseason for us, and he ended up playing for us mostly special teams throughout last year. So I think so. From what I've been hearing, he's more comfortable with the see because he's been here. He had an opportunity to get comfortable with the playbook. They're going to ask him to do some. They're going to ask him. His role is going to be very versatile as a linebacker. I like some of his instincts. I'm actually working on a film study video on him, but I think Darius Harris is somebody who's been around championship culture, been around the Chiefs as they won, and I look around our locker room and say, who else has even won or sniffed a championship, player or coach? And so I think that we have the opportunity to lean on him. And I think he's going to be in a battle for probably with Damone Clark, possibly, or maybe both of them make the team. But I think Darius Harris is going to, he's going to make some noise for us in camp.
My surprise player is going to be Kenneth Murray. Just because a lot of people were
I
down
like
on
that.
him when we picked
I
him
like
up.
it.
A lot of people were down on him, and I like him. I liked him when he was at Oklahoma. I loved his athletic ability, his size and athletic ability, but I just was like, man, he's a little bit underachieved. When I watched him, when we played the Chargers, a few years ago, and I liked him then, and I was like, I was like, man, we get a Kenneth Murray, we'd be all right. And then,
I wanted to
it
draft
happens.
him, but then CD
You dog,
fell.
so did I. We keeping it real. I did too because I
CD
loved
fell. I
all
was
his
like, oh,
traits.
okay. Yeah. I didn't want
Yeah,
Chase
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I didn't want Chase on there. Hell no. I was like,
Hell no, dog. Bruh, ugh, that was a yucky one. So I'm glad that didn't even happen.
yeah,
But all the people that was dogging him, I think he gonna surprise this year. You know what I'm saying? Because you got an Eberflus that's dealing with you now. I feel like he's going to exude some
yeah. The
confidence in you.
linebackers
You
are going to
have all
be.
the
The
traits.
linebackers are going to be.
Our
I think they're going to
linebackers are
be
going to be a
better.
lot
I
better
think they're going to
than
be
a
better.
lot of people think. Yes, and I feel like Kenneth Murray is going
Names,
to
no, but
surprise a
coach,
lot of
yes.
people.
Coach, yeah.
Yes.
Eberflus, I think, has the guys in the linebacker room that he wants, and I think that what I'm saying, like the track record speaks, bro. The track record speaks. Like I even remember this, and I'm a dial it back for you, big game.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Sean Lee went down and what was it? 2014. It
When
was
we brought
2014.
in when we brought back whatchamacallit?
Rolando McClain.
Rolando McClain,
Rolando
yes.
McClain, bro. Like he was pushing the pile back. Like Rolando McClain was, man, he
Was
was
nasty.
cooking. Yeah, yeah, he was. And I think the year after he got in trouble or something like that. But I just say to
Mm-hmm.
myself, they had to get him out of here because Sean Lee, like They had
Oh,
to get
could
him
you
back.
imagine? Could you imagine if we would have had Sean Lee or Orlando McClain that year?
I think they didn't want. I think they didn't want to move Sean Lee up off his spot, and they would have had to put Sean Lee at like Will or something. That's what. That's what.
Hmm.
Like that's my
Because
theory. I feel that
oh
look. Somebody can prove me wrong, and but I'm gonna forever remember. I don't think they wanted to move Sean Lee up off his spot, bro. That's just me.
dog,
Like
that bruh, McClain, when they picked him up, I said, "Ooh, we," because everybody was like, "You got him." I was like, "Watch, Orlando McClain gonna turn up this year. We'll at least get one good year out of him because he a little bit troublemaker. He can't stay out of trouble, but I think we get one good year, and we got that year. Man, if you could have had him for a few years, dog, that's just like a David Irvin. Ugh,
yeah, it didn't. I don't know. Did Eberflus have Bruce Carter too? Because at one point we had the Bruce Lee. We had the Bruce Lee
I,
tandem.
I
I
believe
don't
he was
know.
there when we had Bruce. Was Yeah, because Bruce was there in 2014 because we played the Rams that year.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I just think the track record speaks, and I think you'll get more out of Maris. I think Maris is going to have a better year than when Overshown
I love
actually comes
Maris.
back. So allow Overshown to really, in my opinion, like let him,
Take his time.
yeah, let him take his time, and I think we'll be a little better. I think we will for certain. I don't know about Sanborn. I've heard about Sanborn. I've heard great things. I gotta see it though. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the one thing that like I'm not just gonna say Sanborn gonna be this and that because he played for Eberflus and he looks the part and he looks like the leader and you know what we do with our linebackers that look like him, bro. I'm just gonna
His
keep
tape
it a
wasn't
buck.
that bad though over at Chicago though.
It was not. It wasn't. So it wasn't. I have to see what he does with us. I'm not just gonna
Mm,
crown him. That's kind of where I'm at.
right, I got you.
I'm
I
not gonna
got you.
crown. I'm not crowning nobody. You know what I'm saying? I
Got you.
gotta
I
like
got you.
we're not in the position right now to where we should feel comfortable about anything outside of CD damn Lamb. And that
Hmm.
includes Dak Prescott. We're
Hmm.
not in a position to feel comfortable about nothing but CD Lamb. And Micah Parsons, my bad. Micah too. Micah too. Micah we can feel comfortable about. But outside of
Right,
that, like, as far as a short thing goes, like, I need everybody to perform and produce. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure, for sure. But like I said, man, what's the? I know I had another one for you.
yeah, you did. Hold on. Like every time I go to Twitter on my phone, it make me like go all the way up. So I'm trying to
Hmm,
figure out what the question was. I think. Hold on. Let me
I
see.
think I mentioned some rookie. Like which rookie you think is going to turn up? I think I mentioned a rookie
You
because
said
I'm
which
logged
which
out on my.
which player needs to step up this season?
Uh huh.
You said it. You said it. Sam Williams. Slam Williams needs to step up this season. The writing is on the wall. They brought in Donovan Ezeraku, who got a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like a bag of moves. They brought in, and hopefully he has a bag of a contract. They brought in
Yeah.
Dante Fowler, which was probably like you like Solomon Thomas the best. I like Dante Fowler. Bringing him back
Hmm.
and hopefully actually playing him. You're gonna have Micah play some in, but move around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that
Hmm.
in room is telling you some stuff. So Sam is gonna have to step up. He's gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have some depth, and I know he can play specials, but he could find himself on the end of being expendable. I think they got another end too, and I can't. Who's familiar with White Cotton, and I can't think of his name right now.
Hmm.
Um, but the chat probably would tell us. But yeah, I mean, Sam Williams, you gotta look around this room and say who's championing who's gonna look at me and say that's my guy. All those guys are
Hmm.
gone. You
Right.
got talent out this world, but it don't
Right.
matter to this coaching staff here. You got to
Hmm.
perform, dog. You got to
Yeah.
perform. Do I think you're capable of it? Yes, I do. I also heard that Sam can play some three too. But that's who I think needs to step up. If he don't step up, if he has even an average camp, bro, with White Cotton, he might not be here. Oh yeah, shout out
I
to
hope
the league.
not. I hope not because I feel like he's a key piece for this defense, especially if he takes it to another level this year. My personal, I feel like needs to step up is going to be Tyler Guyton. We've already been seeing, the first thing
I
I
like
saw
that.
when he
I like that.
took on himself and said, I got to get better. I got to be a better player. I got to, first of all, you understanding where you were and where you at now. I appreciated that. And then you've seen him working, doing a little stuff with Tyron Smith, and Tyron Smith said, hey, I see you got ability and I want to help you. That made me smile more than anything when I seen Tyron Smith getting a hold of him, because that right there, if you're going to learn it from anybody, that's who you want to learn it with. Because I already
Yeah.
said, I feel like the big three is going to be the big dogs. You're going to BB, Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker. They're going to be nasty. I feel like those three are going to be nasty, like nasty, nasty. Like we had Zach Martin and Travis Frederick and them guys. You know what I mean? I feel like they're going to be like that.
Hope
I feel
so.
like Terrence Steele is going to be Terrence Steele. I feel like if the line is good, I feel like he'll step his game up enough
If we
to
running
to
the
go
ball,
with
he gonna be a
everybody.
dog. If we running the
Yeah,
ball, he's a dog. He's one of the
yeah.
very best in the business when we're running the football. He's one of the worst in the business when we're throwing the football.
But I'm hoping if the whole line is playing good, it'll make him bring that game up and say, I don't want to be the weak link. That's what I'm hoping. But that Tyler Guyton on that left side, if he can take that year two leap, boy, now that solidifies the offensive line, because I believe it in him, because when I did a video on him and I found out he didn't play off deep offense his whole high school, and then when he went to college, he was going to play defensive tackle, and they sent him an offensive lineman card his freshman year, and that's why he went and played tackle. And then you didn't even play left tackle until you got to the NFL. What did we expect? Like, what did we expect for him to do? So when I look at his year last year, considering of what that position was, and you never seen it, I'm encouraged from my aspect, because that could have been an absolute disaster. I don't feel like it was a disaster. It wasn't great, but it wasn't a disaster in my opinion. So I feel like you continue to work with Duke. You get Tyron Smith. If he takes his game to another level, I feel like that offensive line is going to be like the Great Wall of China again. I'm going to believe in it just because I feel like Booker has that mindset. I feel like Tyler Smith has that mindset. I feel like Cooper Beebe has that mindset. These guys love
And
football.
the coach
Those,
has that
yes,
mindset, and the coach is
yes,
the guys
yes,
have that mindset already, but the coach embodies it. And so when you got somebody that
exactly.
embodies it, it's ready to go. Like I said, I just need us to commit. That's it. We got the guys, we got the coach. That's what we did it for. That's why we got that. So let's remember that and stick to it.
Yeah, I like Clayton Adams. From what I've seen, he's enthusiastic. He's another young guy. I like I said, I like the staff that Schottenheimer's putting together,
Yeah,
and
for
I'm
sure.
hoping that this guy Clayton Adams, because we've been frustrated for the last two offensive line coaches, right? We've been frustrated with them,
And
so
we
I'm
doubled
hoping,
down on it this time. We doubled down on it. Yep, we
yeah,
did.
so I'm hoping this time that we're going into it with the right mentality. Because if we're playing smash mouth football, I like the guys that they brought in.
For sure. So you also asked this question, and you can answer it first. One player who will dominate this season.
I got things in my head. One player who's going to dominate this year. Honestly, if you want me to keep it real, I think Dak gonna have a crazy year for some
That was
reason.
my
I
answer
think
too. That was my
I,
answer
I
too. That
think
was my
Dak
answer too.
I think Dak gonna go crazy like he did in 23. I feel like he's gonna have that type of year, because him and they're talking about, oh, we got to see with Pickens. No, I feel like that's gonna naturally happen. All that is gonna naturally happen. I
Yeah.
feel like he's gonna have a crazy year. I
I just
really
don't
do.
want to throw too much, but I think I think the game gonna be so much easier with having Pickens, and CD, and I just don't want to fall in love with it. I want to be able to do all of it when we
Right,
need to do it.
right,
That's it.
right.
But yeah, I think the game gonna be easier for him for sure.
And I can just tell seeing him this year. I don't know. I get vibes, dog. I don't always just look
Yeah,
at what
that
I
daddy.
read and
Well,
some.
I'm about to say now he had another baby, but I think this time, first baby, what I'm saying, you kind of put on that dad weight, and I think that his body. I don't think his body was the same. I think right now, bro, is fit. I think that he went
He
through.
I probably understood that when he got hurt like that. I gotta lose some weight and get on all the way on point, because I'm not getting any older. You got to train harder the older you get. Isn't that right,
Yeah,
DMV? If you're going to be playing
yeah.
that game,
He wasn't heavier. It's just that his body. And it could have been the injury that he had because he did have an injury. Remember, he was walking on the dock or whatever, and he had the boot or
Right,
whatnot. So
right. The foot.
it could have been
Yeah, the
that
boot.
too. For whatever reason, Dak wasn't as fit as he could have been, or as limber or flexible or whatever the heck it is. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody's hamstring. You know what I'm saying, come off the bone, bro. I ain't never heard that, bro. Like, but
Neither have
like
I.
some stewed. Hey, his hamstring was like some stewed chicken.
That's crazy because
Yeah,
I've never heard of that either. But you know what? Dak wasn't, he ain't no scrambler to me no more. He's a pocket passer. And when I saw him running, it looked like it was hurting him. So I'm like, damn, don't run, dog, because it looked like your back hurt when you run.
couple areas I need him to get better at though. I need him to get better. I need him to get better at the short game, like and screen game. I need him to get better there. And like I said, the short game, like I feel like he probably gets more passes batted down than anybody. And I don't know why that is. We haven't really been a good screen team with him, but with these backs, I mean, we're begging for that to be part of this offense, and if that's what
Hmm.
their skill sets are, we gotta be better at that. You know what I'm saying? So if I could challenge him in a couple areas, I think that only opens the offense up. You know what I'm saying? Getting better at the short game and in the screen game. That only helps
Yeah,
us.
for sure. Well, like I said, I think it feels like he's gonna have an explosive year, and really it's about them playoffs, dog. That's what it's about.
For sure. Let's see who hit the ground running first. On we kind of probably Dak,
Yeah.
and then I guess or defense. No, you said who hit the ground running first, offense or defense, and why? I can answer that first.
Yeah, you answer that first.
Who's our first game? Philly.
Philly,
I think the defense is. I think the
you
defense
think the
is.
defense is?
I think the defense is. Yeah. I think they're gonna come ready to play week one. I think they're gonna
Okay.
come ready to play week one, and I think offense might be a little slow. And that actually happened last year if you think about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think defense.
I I can see that happen. I was going back and forth with it because we got Pickens and everything, but I just feel like with Eberflus, him already being in that system, him already knowing what's going on, and I just feel like that defense, because I said the defense was going to be better than a lot of people expected, because a lot of people were talking about this defense was going to be weak and all that. No, it's not. I feel like it's going to be a lot more explosive and deadlier than a lot of people expected. So. Um, Week one with Philly, what's the better way to do it to shut down Barkley and Hurts? Boy, that would be lovely in Philly.
D. Luna took with the $2 super chat. Who are our starting cornerbacks and slot? You think? I know what I
Well, if they
want. I
bring
just
back
don't.
Gilly, yeah. Well, who do
I
you
know
want?
what I
What
want.
you what you want?
I
I
want
want Bland
Duran
in
in
that
the
slot.
slot. Yeah. And then if you bring Gilly back, you go Gilly and Izzy on the outside.
Hmm.
That's what I
Ooh, you
want.
putting Izzy out there on the outside?
Yeah, I put Izzy out there. Yeah. I think
Do you
I'd
think
like
Trevon
to.
Diggs? When do you think Trevon Diggs comes back? And this is
Or, or,
I'm
or,
glad we
or
talking
maybe
corners.
maybe maybe it's Gilly, maybe it's Gilly and Elam. I don't know, but I just something tells me that
How do you
Izzy.
feel about Elam?
I don't know. I gotta see him with us. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
Because
you.
if I
I
go
got you.
off of where he was and I
You'd
wasn't
be
a big
mad,
fan. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Not so much mad, but I'm glad that we got the depth. But I think that Izzy's a lot better. And I for some odd reason, I don't know why we don't play him, but every time we play him, he's good. And we be putting him back in a position he's more comfortable with, that he wants to play, that he's been doing well, apparently. Like, I just we talk about surprises. That could be a surprise too. But for some odd reason, he's been a stepchild and he can play. You know what I'm saying? He has the length, and that's where he played in college. And it would almost be like putting Byron Jones back at corner. You know what I'm saying? So, I Izzy Gilly, the speed wouldn't be crazy, but we I think we could throw off a lot of the rhythm things that Philadelphia wants to do if Deron Bland's in the slot and we got those guys on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
we both agree that we want Deron in the slot. And then
Yes,
when
I've been
when
wanting
Trey
that.
comes back, yeah, it's trouble, trouble, trouble.
So let me ask you: do you think Trey's gonna be here long term?
No.
Neither do I. Think this might be
Nope.
his last year.
Yeah, this documentary he got going out is pretty much his violin song. He letting everybody
You
know.
feel
He said,
me?
you know what I'm saying? They lied on me. They lied on me about rehab. So I'm gonna show y'all that I took it serious. And something that, I know that what people are saying, and they might make him seem like a diva, and maybe some of it is him being a diva. But I know Micah said that there was a whole bunch of lies about him not working hard in rehab. So, I don't think anybody can say that about him right now. So we'll see what happens when he comes back. Hope he takes his time too. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why you bring in the Gilly. So you could take your time there and bring back the best Trey. And when Trey comes back healthy, we'll be a better defense.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end. Just because I just feel like there's bad feelings between the two. Um, but I'm sorry, Micah's there and I'm not. So who am I to say? But I don't believe him. I think he's just covering for his boy. Too many people I heard from that were saying the same thing about that rehab. Too many people were saying that he just wasn't going as hard on that rehab. And when I watched him out there on the field, let's keep it real, dog. When you watch him out there on the field, sometimes I didn't see full effort. That's from my perspective. I ain't trying to diss him, but that's just what I saw. Sometimes I didn't see the full effort. I didn't see. Well, I definitely didn't see that tackling. That would piss me off about him. How he would always do that. They would literally start running to his side because they knew they could attack him because he wasn't going to put any kind of physicality on that end. So I'm sorry. I believe the latter than the former, and I feel like that's why he's on his way out. But let's hopefully we can use what we can with him. But I do feel like he's on his way out. But if he does and he's still on the payroll, you better trade and get something real for him if that's the route you're going.
Yeah, Drew with the $2 super chat said Barkley 160 and 3 TDs
That's
week
not
one on
happening.
defense.
That's not.
I
I
don't
don't
think
believe
so
that.
either. I don't think so
I
either.
don't
And then
know.
my dog Philadelphia here, and look, I gotta set the record straight, dog. It is what it is. I know we are hour 30 in this thing, but Dak and the Cowboys are back from wild card form. Now we back to whooping y'all ass, bro.
Mm.
That's what we gonna be back to. You know what I'm saying? They didn't got comfortable because they didn't whooped up
I
on
mean, y'all
Cooper
got the
Rush.
Super Bowl. Yeah, y'all
I
got
mean,
the Super Bowl. Okay, y'all.
yeah, they got
Yeah,
the
y'all.
Super Bowl, so I'll give them that. But I mean, come on, bro. And I'm not saying that if Dak would have played 2 times last year that they don't still win the Super Bowl, but you know what I'm saying? Like y'all gotta admit it's been different. Y'all know what it is when Dak is playing, bro. Especially against y'all. Y'all know
Dak,
what it is.
Dak beats y'all. I mean, yes, we know about, and that's what I tell them because that's what the first thing they'll go to is the playoffs and Super Bowl. Okay, that's not what we talking about. We talking about head
Yeah,
to head
y'all better
matchups.
at
Who
beating
kicking
y'all
whose
better at
ass?
beating other people than we are. That's it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
y'all better at making uh, winning those games that you should. We don't. Y'all win the games that we don't. But when it comes to head to head matchups, the record speaks for itself. We kick Philly's ass. It's the truth.
So Drew says he had 170 on us last year with our starters. I mean, that's probably true, but you got to remember we get y'all week one and we get an opportunity at film. We got a better defensive coordinator in here with you know what I'm saying, who's really specializes in linebacker play. I mean, y'all ain't got I mean, hey, look, all I gotta say is he gonna have to show me. He gonna have to show me week one. Like we can do all
Hmm.
this talk and all that, and it's cool to have predictions, but he got to. Hey, we still got to play. We still got to lace him up. But hey, I appreciate the prediction. I don't think it's
Hmm.
gonna happen. We gonna find out who right.
Neither do I. Yeah,
We gonna
definitely
find out
will.
who right.
It's gonna be a hell of a game, sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And we ain't playing no bums. And you know what I'm saying.
Mm-mm.
And we, not, I don't believe I don't think we're bums. Do we have bum
We're not
tendencies
bums.
sometimes? But we ain't bums. We ain't bums. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
we bums in the playoffs.
That part. That part. And our quarterback just got hurt last year. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, really, we didn't have the team equipped to go into last year. Let's keep it a buck. We got cocky with the 12-5 thing, and we were coming off of an ass whooping, and we didn't do anything. So we deserved what happened last year. We deserved that.
But I knew. But you know what? When people talk about last year, I'm throwing last year away because I called lame duck as soon as we got our ass kicked against Green Bay. I said next year gonna be a lame duck season. I already called it because you don't get
It
your
sure
ass
was.
kicked like that after all that
This
stuff,
ain't a this
and
ain't
then
a
you
lame duck season. This ain't a lame duck.
this ain't
Well,
a
I mean,
lame duck season.
we
Last
got
year
a
was a
lame
lame
we got a
duck
lame
season.
Yeah, we've done some lame duck things, but it's not a lame duck season.
Uh, but like I said, last year, you knew when they weren't trying to do anything in free agency, it was over. I don't know how anybody couldn't feel that it was over for McCarthy. I don't know why anybody didn't feel that. And then all of a
We
sudden,
should have
all the injuries
we
come.
should have fired Mike after losing the playoff
That
game.
game, yes, they should have fired him right
There
then
was a better head coaching pool then than there was last year. So we should have fired,
because that
bro.
was the game, wasn't it? DMV. That was the game. We were all like, okay, this is the game, and to get blown out like that, you got to go.
Dak was three
I
and
don't care who
five
you
before
are.
the hammy fell off. Stop. But hey, we've been 3-5 before with Dak, and then we turned it around. So I mean, we got Amari Cooper, and we turned that season around. You can look that up if you want to. It was something like that. I think we
Yeah,
was
we
three
were
and
three and
five.
five. Yeah,
Yeah, we
yes, we
went.
were three
We
and
got the
five. We
trade
had
for
just lost to the
Amari, and
Titans.
yeah,
We had just lost to the Titans. Then we went on like that 6 game winning streak, and
and
the
we were
only
looking
game
just
we
as
had
bad.
lost.
We was looking
Yeah,
just as bad. So
we
you know
had
what I'm saying?
nobody back there. So especially at the receiving core, it was terrible. And then the team that beat us was Eberflus's defense with Indianapolis when we were going on that big win streak. They're the one that kicked our ass. You know what I'm saying? Eberflus's defense shut us down.
Oh,
So
they beat us.
you know what I
They
mean?
beat us like 20-0 too. I think it
They
was something
whooped
like
our
that.
ass, dog. They
Yeah,
ran
yeah.
all over us. They shut down the run. We didn't do nothing against that defense.
And
They
what's his
shut
name
us
was on the
totally
other
down.
side. I think Clayton was on that team too. I think he might have been the tight ends
Hmm.
coach or something like that too. So that's a good thing to know. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. Like you're right about us being 3-5. Uh, we weren't gonna go get Amari Cooper. We weren't gonna do nothing like that. So it might have ended up bad, but I'm just saying we've been 3-5 with Dak before, and we did one thing and it turned everything around. So I can only talk about what I've seen.
Like I said, people need to just look at the with that season. When your team does not do anything in free agency, loses 13 players in free agency, only brings back a couple players, how can you not look at them saying, we're done with this coach? We're just waiting for this year to get off, his year to get off the books because we don't like just firing people like that because that's what Jerry says. He don't like firing people like that. So he just let it ride on out. Bro, the whole season looked like that from the very beginning. It looked lame duckish. So when people say, well, Dak was this, I totally get it, but that was a throwaway season last year. And if anybody didn't see it, especially if you're a Cowboys fan, I don't know what's wrong with you because they put no effort into last year at all.
They
And you
didn't.
knew it was over when you brought back Zeke. That's when I knew they didn't care.
Yeah, and to start that year, they did something similar to what they did the last time we was 3-5, and we tried the whole receiver by committee thing, and we ain't trying to get better there. So this year though we got Pickens, so hey, it's gonna be different. I think it's gonna be different there. I mean, I just like I say, I hope we commit to being able to do both. And then the last
Hmm.
question you had is, are the Cowboys done adding quality players? I think it depends, bro. Right before
Me
camp, yeah,
too.
I think they're done. I think they're done right now. But if it looks like trade deadline, we look like one player could put us over the hump or something like that, and we look like it's a promising year, but we just missing something, or I think they can make a move. So if the answer is before camp, yes. If we're talking about throughout the year, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. I think, like you said, that they're going to wait and see. It's a wait and see approach, especially with those positions, maybe even with running back or things like that. To see, let's see what we have first, and then if it's not looking good at all, we maybe go ahead and scour. But I feel like we need to. They want to see before they make any reactions for anything. So that's why I feel like it won't be till later, in later more than earlier. I think they're going to push. We're going to roll. What we got. We're happy with what we got. We like what we have here. Stephen Jones.
I look. I feel a little different, but I think that that's where they at. I think they said, "Nah, for now, we gave y'all Pickens," and to me, like,
That was the shut up signing.
why
Shut
I
the
think
hell up.
I think that's the wrong approach because you only gave us the bare minimum of what we needed. We needed a receiver. Y'all ain't draft one. Y'all went and got a lineman. All y'all did was get what we already said we needed. You know what I'm saying? Like going to go get Pickens was the bare minimum of what we need. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how I feel about that. and but they feel like they did this crazy feat in going to go get Pickens when y'all ain't really give up a whole bunch and y'all ain't even extend him. Y'all really, it's really the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they feel like that, but I don't.
Now that part, what you say, you could have traded for him and then extended him just like they did with Metcalf and those guys when they trade for him, they extend him like you. We traded for you. You here, you ain't got to worry about nothing. But Pickens,
Extend him
to his
now while
point,
it's
he
cheap.
yeah, but to
Not
Pickens'
cheap,
point, he
but
said he ain't really want to sign though too. He said he wanted to play it out too because he don't know if this is gonna be his only suitor, so it makes sense for him too. So I can see that part of it from that point. Um, we'll see.
mm-hmm, for sure. That was all the questions. That was all the questions you had, bro. But yeah, we
Appreciate it.
got a lot of people in here. Hopefully, y'all hitting that like button, man. And you know, I
Appreciate you,
see.
the lunatic. Appreciate you, dog.
Oh, he a real one. He a real one for sure, man. And this is the one thing that I do know, right? And this ain't throwing shots at nobody or nothing like that. People might feel like it's a shot. I know that your channel, that you've really been around the community, that you've really been, you know what I'm saying, like you've when people like the lunatic show up in your comments, you know what I'm saying? Like Sadiqa Charles isn't here right now, but like, you know, Sadiqa
This,
Charles, Keystone, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? There's a couple of other people that I know that I'm missing, but when the Angry Cowboys fan, he's also a content creator. But when Angry shows up, like, you know, you know. You know when those people show up. So yeah, my guy ACF, the best voice in the business. Law gonna kill me, but hey, law gonna kill me. But yeah, my dog ACF, like he like my man from the Temptations. He like Blue. Yeah, that's my
Oh, that's
dog.
funny.
That's my dog, man. But yeah, I mean, you got anything else, bro? Or you know what I'm saying? Like I know it's a Saturday. You got the family. I see you looking over and stuff like that. Like I know.
Uh,
Oh, Mike
no,
Jones.
no, me. For me, no. I'm just glad we got to do this show, dog. It's been a long time. It's been some years since we
Oh
ever
yeah.
to do a show again. You feel what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
So
Last time we
I
probably
was
did a show was either the
like
final word
three.
or we did me and you is just a boxing show. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. So it's been a long time. We got the holiday this year's gonna be different because Jerry Jones ain't talking a lot this year. He ain't talking. He is being quiet.
who? Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones
Mike
said Jerry ain't
Jones.
talking this year. Yeah, I mean he haven't been though. He haven't. So I do
He has
like
been
that.
quiet.
I like that. So yeah, man. Without any further ado, we gonna wrap this up though, man. If y'all haven't hit that like button, man, please hit that like button. For all the people that left super chats and nice questions and stuff like that. I'm even thankful for the Philly fans that came in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm thankful
yeah,
for y'all and
yeah.
for supporting us and coming in
That's always
here
good talk. I
for
like talking
sure.
to opponents as long as it's always respectful.
Absolutely, man. So are you and Joe gonna do y'all show this year? Because I know that y'all started the
Yeah,
trend with that.
yeah. We because we got our guy George from the Commanders. We brought him on last year, so it's been me, him, and the Commanders. George, and George is really good with Washington Commanders. He's real good what he does. So that was a great addition. So yeah, Joe. Reason why we really hadn't done any shows because his work schedule, and y'all know how that is. We got lives. This ain't it right here. This ain't it. So you feel me? So we had to coordinate everything according to him. So now he's got more of a break where he can have afternoons and evenings off. So now we can get back to get on that grind and doing that thing because I really love that show, especially when you got a Cowboys and Commanders because now you can actually just really talk about it, and really pick those people's brains and whatever. And salutes to you, Drew. That's my guy anyway. And I met him through Joe, when we did the best of enemies, that's how I met Drew. You know what I'm
And it's
saying? And
actually it's crazy, bro. Like, shoot, Big O Stenton, probably one of my favorite people to talk to, bro. Philadelphia Eagles, you know what I'm saying? So it's actually crazy how that plays out. Like, yeah, I
isn't
hate
it
your
funny?
team,
Because
but you know
me
what I'm
and
saying? They got
me and
some good
Drew would
people.
go at it. but
It's like Donald
it's
Trump. Like
all
they got some
good.
good people over there. They got some good
Now
people
y'all ain't
over
all
there.
bad. Y'all
Yeah,
ain't all bad. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm definitely starting to get that back rolling because this NFC East is the NFL is always better, DMV, when the NFC East is competitive. When you got the Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles, and maybe the Giants, because I feel like their defense is going to be a lot better. The whole NFL is better when that East is better, and that's just the truth because I feel like that's the toughest division in football, bar none. I don't care what anybody tells me. I ain't
yeah. And
biased.
I think we have the best rivalries. I mean, no matter what people want to say, I think we have the best rivalries, especially like if the Giants are good, like it just so happens that they've sucked for like 10 years. I mean, one year they was good, but when they good, bro, they talk trash. They're worse
Mm-hmm.
than Philly, bro. They worse than Philly when they talk. I mean, for real.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad the Giants have shut up for some time, but they've done some good things, and maybe they'll be better this year. And we know that the Commanders made the playoffs last year, and I mean, for me, it's this might be this might even be me jumping the gun with this, but I feel really high about this kid. I think Jaden Daniels is really good, man. I threw
He's
him in
that
my
guy.
top five conversation. I threw him in there because I looked at Washington last year and I talked about this with my son. I was like, Washington doesn't go there without Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had a defense. He ain't had no offensive weapons outside of Terry McLaurin like that either. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Jaden Daniels played lights out last year. I mean, he had to. If he didn't, and then you go to Detroit and do what he did, was something that we've been wanting to do for so long. I mean, I gotta give him his props, dog. I hope he sucks this year though. But last year, Jaden Daniels,
Yeah, but he's probably not.
yeah, he probably not, bro. He
Yeah,
can play. He can
he's
play.
the dog. And you know what's so funny? When I looked at when they drafted RG3, and then you seen Jaden Daniels, that shit is night and day as far as the passing goes. Just watch both of them rookie years. It's night and day.
Yeah, RG though. When he got that little seam, he was gone. He was out.
Yeah,
He was out.
yeah,
But the electricity reminds me of that though. Like RG had the city
yeah,
lit up like that too. Bro, I could
yeah, yeah.
but I tell you, when they beat Detroit, bro, I could not go outside, dog. I stayed inside for like 2 weeks, bro.
They was going crazy.
It was nuts, bro. It was commanders, everything, everywhere, bro. People I didn't even know was fans put on stuff. Hurt my soul, bro. Hurt my soul. So
And
yeah, I
what's
mean,
so crazy
everybody
is
be saying,
a lot of my good friends, close friends, are Commanders fans. So, bruh, and I ain't heard them for years. And you know how Facebook is, right? They was in my DMs like crazy. Where you at, Jay? Where you at? I ain't been seeing you. You ain't talking now. You ain't talking now. You was talking all that stuff. Now we got a quarterback now. We got yeah, that's all. We got a quarterback now. We got a quarterback now. You ain't beating us no more.
that hey, that they do, bro. That they do. I can't even front, dog. Like RG3, I knew he was a one trick pony. Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels, I'm like,
he's the real deal.
we gotta score and then we gotta keep him off the field. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta keep him off the field because he can play. That's what Philadelphia
Hmm.
did. They ran at him and you know what I'm saying, they forced them into a game they didn't want to be in. But Philadelphia
Hmm.
really just punished them, dog. Like Jaden
Yeah.
da- Jay, Jalen played well too. He made every big throw. And that's what it takes. Like you had to keep him off the field and they did that.
But even in that game, Washington made too many mistakes on their own. Bumbling the ball. They had how many turnovers in that first half, and they still was in the game because of Daniels.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, broken play. So that part, like I know, I for, yeah, I got Washington fans when I ranted about them beating Detroit and saying that Jaden was better than Dak, bro. I got Washington fans still watching that video, and I believe that. I do. I still believe that. I don't. Hey, it is what it is, bro. Like I love
You
that.
know
And don't
what?
mean I don't think Dak is a top 10 quarterback. I just got Jaden top five. Like yeah, I know it's 1 year, but I saw in that 1 year where I thought Jaden Daniels through most of the year was MVP. It's until Saquon did what he did, and I thought Saquon should have won. But there was nobody more valuable to their team than Jaden Daniels. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, but they wouldn't give it to him because he's a rookie. But he
Hmm.
was the most valuable player.
Yeah. I'm gonna have. I feel you with the Jaden Daniels over Dak. I mean, it's no hate, but the way he throws the ball, different.
It's about showing up for those moments. Like the
Those
moments,
big games.
the moment wasn't
Me and
too
Tuck
big
talked
for him.
about it, DMV. Me and Tuck talked about it when we did the show about a month ago. Tuck said it again, and I said it. He said we need real Dak moments. We need them moments this year because he's going to be playing that gauntlet of schedule, right? Where we're going in those six games in a row. We're playing those teams, three teams over 14 wins, 6 games with teams over 10 wins. We need to see it in these moments this year, dog. Because I feel like that's what's been lacking in his career is those big games. Like we know he can whoop up on the regular teams and things of that nature, but I need more Dak moments this year. That's the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah, that's it. And he's capable. He's more than capable.
Hmm. Got to see it
But
though.
but yes, I forget who said it. Sweaty Dak, like sweaty Dak. That's a real thing, bro. Like it is.
Hey,
That's why I want to run the
sweaty
ball.
Dak.
That's why I want to run back. But hey, like
You know that's crazy that everybody knows that because whenever they would show Dak at the beginning of the game and he's sweating before the
them
game, I
odds
say
be
we
like,
about to lose. I'll
yeah,
be like, I'll be dog.
them
CMV,
odds
I'll
be
be
like,
like, we about to lose. I'll be like, we about to lose. He's sweating too much. We are about to lose. Sweaty Dak. That's
that's why
real.
I want to run the
That's
ball, bro.
real,
Because I just want to
bruh.
take the pressure off of bro. And I think once he because he does eventually find himself, but bro be glitching for about he be glitching for like a quarter, bro. He do. Y'all can't he be glitching for a whole quarter. You just like, bro, what you on? What you on? Look,
Isn't that crazy? That's I I don't get it. And but if you look at his scouting report since college, that's what came up too. He gets skittish. When that pressure come, he gets skittish and he loses sight and he loses focus. He's such rhythm. He's such rhythm. And when he gets knocked off his rhythm, he's just like, what's going on, dog? Bring it back together because we need you right now. And then this is what I be feeling about Dak sometimes, not hating on him. I just feel like when we get down, when we're in that pressure cooker and he be making mistakes, and then when we get down 14 or 17 nothing, there ain't no more pressure because we already getting our ass kicked. Then he come back and be playing like all world because there ain't no pressure right then. But when it's that 0-0 or it's 14-14, dog, I just be seeing things where I'm like, why? You've been in the league too long to be doing that. That's all.
yeah, facts. You know who up? But I'll tell you what, they always compare him and Romo, but I would know we would go down. Like there would be some times where Romo would just have absolute stinkers, and you like he would throw like five or
You
six
still come
picks.
back and win.
I was about to
Buffalo.
say we go down 17-0. I'm like, oh, we gonna get back in the game. It's just
We
is the
gonna
defense
come back.
gonna make the stop at the
That's
end.
what
Is the defense gonna make the
see.
stop at the end? But
Okay.
we gonna go up in that damn
That's
game.
it. That's what I know. That's why I know you're a real one. Because if you're a real one, but Romo, okay, I'm gonna just keep it real. This is how. Please, back people, don't hate me. But when we had Romo, I always felt like we had a chance. I don't know if we're gonna win that damn game, but I know he's gonna throw us back in that game. He is going to throw us back into this game. We get down, Romo was going to do that. Sometimes I just feel like once we get down with Dak, I be feeling like the game is over. I'm sorry, I feel that way, but that's how I be
It
feeling
wasn't
when we
always
get
that
down.
way though. I don't know when it started. It wasn't always
Because
his rookie year wasn't that way. Because we
you
got
didn't
back in
have
that
no
game.
expectations. You didn't have no expectations though his rookie year though, DMV.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't think that his rookie year because you didn't have no expectations. But after that, where
Maybe
did that
maybe
change?
maybe it was after the contracts and stuff. I don't know. And then them not really giving them help like that. Well, nah, they gave him help. Help. Nah, San Francisco game, sweaty Dak. That happened.
That
Like
was sweaty Dak.
both
Both
times,
San Francisco's. Every
both.
San Francisco game been sweaty Dak. We need, you know what? You need to make a t-shirt of that, dog. Sweaty Dak.
Now, hey, look, I would make, but I forget who came up with it. I ain't come up with it. I don't know who came up with
Oh,
it, but
okay.
that's
Okay.
that's a thing, bro. Because that mug be
That's a
sweating
real
and them,
thing.
them eyes and that mouth go open like
We all know it. We all know it. As soon as we see that, every Cowboys fan is like, "Oh
then he grabbed the
Lord, this
football
gonna
and
be in
start
the
throwing
back."
with somebody. I'm like, oh damn. damn. I'll never forget in that Green Bay game. Everybody was flipping out. They were like, "Why is CD going crazy?" I'm like, "Cause Dak tripping,
Yep.
and he know it." Cause
He knew it. That's why he was so mad when he missed that pass. I know. Okay, I don't know your brain, CD, but when that happened, I know he was like, man, motherfucker, didn't you dog, don't start that BS.
yeah,
I felt like
that's
he
what
was
it
looking
was.
at that like, don't start that BS, dog. We been killing everybody. Now you got a pressure game and you doing the dumb shit. I felt like that's when he looked at
That's why
him.
Mama said what she said. Cause they it's a real thing, bro. It's a
It's a
real
real
thing.
thing. You doing dumb shit. Why? Why you being scary right now? Play the game. You been through this. You been done this. You when he missed that pass to CD, I saw CD was pissed. I said, man, here we go. Because you didn't think that DMV after that first drive, you're like, oh Lord, we
When they
didn't.
scored, no, when they scored and they showed him do that, they went down and scored on the first drive because we had a dumb penalty. I saw like, oh damn, here we go. I saw it. It was the same look that at 2 minutes to go against San Francisco, and we just needed the drive to go up. Dak had that look like we don't got no answers. And Kellen, I was like, oh, it was the same look in the Green Bay game. They went up and they went down and scored. I said, oh. It was 7-0, and I knew. It was 7-0,
Mhm.
and I knew. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, love him to death, though. That's my dude.
Yeah.
Love him to
Yep.
death. I don't want to win. I want to win a Super Bowl with Dak. I want him to be our quarterback. I want to help him more. I want to help him not be in those situations. And guess what? Jalen Hurts has that. He has that when
Yes.
they go out and they get him the running back, and you know what I'm saying, they went out and they go get him the receivers and stuff like that. He don't get to be Jalen. He don't get to be sweaty Jalen. But he was sweaty Jalen when they ain't have AJ last year. He was sweaty Jalen. That'd be Dak all the time.
But see, here's the thing though with Jalen Hurts. To me, he's always even killed. He always has that same look to me. You know what I'm saying? They always
Except
say
for
over
last
there he
year
don't get too.
when they had that collapse, he was sweaty Jalen. Like they lost to Arizona and stuff like that. Like they always keep that team equipped so that he don't get into that situation. That's where I wish that
Mhm.
we would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like we just pay and say, well, you're making this money, so you're gonna have to do more with less and stuff like that. The Eagles pay him and say, we got you, bro.
We're gonna give yeah, we got you. We're gonna give
We
you even
got you.
more.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gonna
So
give you no chance to not succeed.
yeah, for sure. So that's where I'm at with that, bro. He sweaty Dak for a reason because it's
Hmm.
too much on him. It's too much.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
got to carry an offensive coordinator. You got to carry the receiving core, and everything you do has to be damn near perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you
Hmm.
don't even have the luxury of offensive coordinators that's gonna give you layups. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we need to go down and score or we need to get some things going, like everything is a 3-point shot. So I mean, I
Hmm.
get it, but it don't mean that it don't happen.
Right.
So yeah, bro, we've been on here for about 2 hours, man. I probably got to go up. I know I got my kids and stuff like that. I got some stuff to
Hmm.
handle, but man, this was an
Hmm.
excellent show, bro. We definitely have to do more. And
Yes,
I
we
know
do.
that I was talking with Cover Three. I was talking with Tuck and Rome, and I think we definitely want to have you on at some point. You know what I'm saying? Or I do know that Rome was definitely down to do some work. So yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
yes.
some cool stuff right there, man.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. I love that cover three y'all do. I love the name, first of all. The name is dope. I love how y'all
Professor
got that
O
little
gave us the
setup.
name, Professor O.
That that's shout out to Professor O. That's a dope name, cover three with you guys, because I feel like it that show with that name fits y'all guys perfectly. Um, and I really love how y'all really talk on there. So if y'all ask me on, that'd be dope. And me and Rome have talked, so we're gonna get one popping. But yes, me and you definitely have to do more shows because you're a real one. You ain't got the fluff. That's why I like doing shows with you because you ain't about the fluff. You will you don't agree on everything. You stand on what you stand on, and that's what I like. I like where somebody's like, yeah, I feel some of that, but some of that I don't. That's what I like about somebody because now we can have real conversations. Okay, well, talk to me. You know what I mean? I like those kind of real conversations, not the ones where you at the whole damn show you're agreeing with everything, and then you get off the show and you're like, what the hell? And I don't like that type of show. So that's
Yeah,
why I really
most
mess
of the
with
stuff
you
we ain't talk
because
about,
you
we
don't
agreeing
care.
today.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, you stand on what you stand on no matter what. And I think that's what I mean, I not think that's what I really expect about you. And that's why I like doing shows with you.
Absolutely, bro, and it's likewise too, and I'm definitely too gonna get back on some of that boxing stuff too, on top of the Cowboy
Yes.
stuff too, and I already know you already know what it is, bro. You already
Yeah.
know what it is. Always
Yeah.
welcome, bro. Always welcome.
Okay. Let's make
Yeah,
it happen.
but yeah, appreciate y'all, man. I mean, I know this is big game show, but you close it out, bro. This your damn show. I'm just here.
I'm just saying, like, you know what? Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate the lunatic for all the hollers today. You sent me a uh, um, uh, damn, what's the hell? The Cash App, he Cash at me. So I really appreciate you, big dog. You've been a faithful person, sis. Like you said, Keystone, that's like cuzzo to me. That's like fam. You feel me? So that makes you. That's really good that we've been a lot of years in this game and we got the faithful people still rocking with you and that. I just want to make sure I want to let all those people know that that's it means a lot to me, and I know it does at DMV. Because some people like you, and then 6 months later they don't mess with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because of this and that. But when you got some real ones that been with you from like the very beginning and still rocking and rolling with you, that really means a lot. So I definitely want to tell all the people that does mean something. That somebody doesn't tell you enough, it means a lot to myself, and I know DMV. So I really appreciate y'all on the show. I'm glad we are able to do it today. We have been going back and forth. But let's do it this day. No, let's do it this day. I gotta go on vacation. But I was gonna try it here. So we got it
I think
popping
this was
today.
perfect. I think it was perfect how it happened, bro. I think it was
Perfect
perfect.
how it happened. Because the devil was trying to
Absolutely.
stop it today. He was trying to stop it today. The Lord rose. So appreciate y'all. Look for more shows with me and DMV, especially during the season, so we can really pick each other's brains and after the game. So just look for more shows with me and DMV. They will be out.
Absolutely. And guys, cover three will be back. We got a show lined up Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern for the people that do tune in to cover three. Talk to the guys and we do it sporadically, you know what I'm saying? We keep just to keep people on their toes and stuff like that. But I did want to let you guys know we got one on Monday, and I think we got some things in the works for the first week of camp too. So you guys be on the lookout for that. So
I know I
appreciate
will.
y'all, man. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody, man. We out. Peace.
Peace.